Anyway, so should be a fun show tonight. We're gonna roll through a bunch of stuff, ton of news this week. Steven, great list. I appreciate you compiling that, because I've had a hard time keeping track this week. So
no problem.
We'll cover like a good chunk of that. Some great guests this week. We've got Jonty coming on, making his return to Monday nights to talk a little bit about some charity events and some fun casual tournaments they've done. And and we'll bring in the lab rats at the end. And as always, hope the chat is engaged. And so
it's going to be another good Monday, boys.
I think we're waiting for one more in the green room, but hopefully they arrive by the time we get to that point in the show.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think he was gonna be a little late. So let's I know it's oh goodness, it's 8:04. What do you say we get this rolling?
Kick it off.
Have a great show.
Yeah. All right, see you in a bit, Steven. Sometimes I have great ideas for thumbnails, and sometimes they're throwaways. This was a throwaway, but nevertheless, I think it was clever.
I was muted through that whole thing. I am a professional.
We are professionals.
Every week, every Monday.
We always have to have something, right? It keeps it fresh, keeps it interesting, gives you reason to watch live, right? That's the best.
It's for the small things that no one really thinks about.
Yeah.
Who thinks about actually unmuting their mic before they have to talk in front of tens of people?
tens of people on Twitch and YouTube. Hey, Hula, good to see you. Heather, hanging out as usual. Dunstan here. So yeah, some great folks hanging out with us tonight. And the one person on Facebook. Hey, announce yourself. So I appreciate you over there fighting the good fight on Old Blue. So
an old blue,
an old blue, keeping up the fight there. So
an old van on my work site that we called Old Blue, so that just has a fun connotation.
Oh, really?
It was a 16-passenger van that was just like the worst beater you've ever seen, but like it continued to chug along and do its job. We're like, that's Old Blue, making it one more year.
My brain always goes to old school. That's like I can't. I like yours better. So how was your week?
Dude, it was fantastic. I was about to say we had a lot of stuff happen this weekend.
I heard you had good news. You made a purchase.
Oh yeah, I finally got my first couch. That's great. Can't wait for that to actually show up. They were supposed to call me today to let me know when I could schedule a delivery, and they didn't. So I'm gonna have to call them again tomorrow, or actually call them tomorrow. I was waiting for a call today.
We've I think the audience over the last few weeks has become pretty invested in your moving saga. And so I humbly request a picture of the couch for next week so we can show the folks when it gets delivered.
I don't have a picture of the actual couch until it gets here. I won't have a picture.
No, when it gets here. Yeah. We want to see.
Fingers crossed it'll actually show up next week. I do have to call the store tomorrow. Be like, hey, where's my stuff? But also Wednesday, I'm getting all of the cardboard boxes that I used to move in. I didn't think I had that much stuff, but apparently the moving company deemed it that I did have that much stuff. So tons of boxes, and they're coming to pick that up and get it out of here. So I'll have room for the couch afterwards.
I thought you said that was happening this week.
It is happening this week.
Or it was happening I don't know. I thought it was happening last week. Okay. So the boxes are there. Yeah, I mean, every time moving companies, I appreciate what they do, but every time I get there, the boxes are like 50% space.
So a good bit of my boxes were actually packed to the top with. Now, granted, there's like a lot of paper to protect things, but like I had items from the bottom to the top, so not a lot of wasted space in my boxes. But man, were there so many.
Yeah. You never think you have that much stuff until they start packing. It's also at that point you realize how many books you own.
Yes,
because they're not light.
No, they're not. So the first time I moved from Tennessee to Pennsylvania, it was like a huge, like those huge like double wide totes that people use to like, I don't know, I guess put books in. That's what I used. It took me and my brother together to like move all of that with all my stuff. And now when I moved up here, I had 5 boxes just full of books. So on top of all my Lorcana stuff,
Yeah.
I just have a bookshelf.
Also heavy Lorcana bulk.
Yeah, well, no bulk. I don't keep bulk.
La di da.
I know, unless it's not even a la-di-da moment. I buy an egregious amount of product at the beginning of sets, but I then go to Charlie's collectible show and find a vendor who wants all of it.
Just a giant bag of cards, like.
So I am incredibly. I cannot tell you. So you've seen my binders, right? And how organized those are.
Mm-hmm.
So also with my bulk, I am just as organized.
Mm-hmm. I'm reminding myself again never to let you see the studio that I'm in right now. I'm worried you would never join me again for a show.
Let me see if I can pick this up. So, so as you can see, this is like sorted by number and rarity and ink color.
Oh my goodness.
And this is for every ink that we have. And this is what I do every time I open an egregious amount of product.
If Erin is watching, she would be very appreciative of your organizational sorting method. I think she was on earlier, so probably made her very happy. Where do you find the time? Like, that's so time consuming.
Just as an example,
Oh man, you should. I should just send you all my bulk. Do you enjoy sorting it, or
no? It is my least favorite part of doing all of this.
Man,
it's just if it's not, whenever I go to try to sell it, I can't not do it because I need to know what cards I have 4 of when I open all of the product at the beginning of the set. And this helps me very easily identify if I'm missing any of the super rares or legendaries. So I do that, and yeah, then they're like this forever until I sell them.
Yeah. In answer to your question, if you're asking me, Elwant, books for reading, work-related books, game books, something else. For me, the answer is yes. All. I actually have a storage unit mostly dedicated to books right now, which I need to get rid of a lot of them. But anyway, books.
I have a lot of nerd books.
Yeah, there are a decent amount of nerd books. I'm convinced with all my nerd books that if I get rid of them, I'll never be able to find them again.
Yes. Like I have original prints of all of the Harry Potter books in hardback because I got them as they came out.
Yeah.
I also have original prints of all of the Aragon books in those series because I got them as they came out because I read them as they came out. And I'm afraid if I ever get rid of them, I will literally never find first run prints of those books ever again.
And not ones that you read when they first came out. I mean, that's the the sentimental value attached to those.
Yeah, like my second book in the Aragon series, my brother stole and like drew in it with pencil. So I had to go in and like erase all of it on like the covers where all the maps that he had printed. So that's a fun little memory that I just get to hold with me in that book.
RMB and RMB are debating in the chat who makes who sort the cards here. What's going on? Hey, Cole joining us as well. Good to see you. Yeah. Okay. Well, congrats on the couch. Congrats again on the move. I'll be congratulating you for the next few months, I think,
until things get completely settled. Just wait till like I put stuff on doors and on the wall back here. That'll be
a neon light. That's the final touch. That's when you've settled in.
I'll need a neon light here. Yeah, right here is where a neon light would go because the door opens the opposite direction. So like this wall behind me directly is kind of void, but this wall could work.
Yeah, that is prime neon light territory. right there. So you love to see it. All good streamers have a neon light in the background, I've discovered, and that's why I haven't fully settled into the office, because I don't have my light there that I bought off of Temu.
You have a
Sitting on the
Mickey light,
floor.
but like you're almost getting there.
But my Mickey light broke. I'm very upset.
No.
I got that. That's from the Disney store in Florida, and like it burned out or something. And it's LED, so it's
No.
supposed to last like forever, right? And
Yeah, LEDs never die.
yeah. Well, that one died, and now I need to. I toyed around with emailing customer service and being like, "Can I have a new light?" But I don't know. Now it just sits there and just looks like it has the potential to light up and never does. So.
All right. Well, now it's an SOS call. If you live in Florida near Disney Springs, time to get Liam a new Mickey light.
I got that to like the Stitch lights up too. I wanted all these light up things, and the Stitch doesn't light up satisfactorily, and the Mickey light broke. So I'm very, very upset by this whole saga. My lighting situation here has gotten significantly worse recently. So
I wonder if you can see my statue light up. So I have an anime statue back here. Yeah. You can't see it. That's cool.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. I don't know what it is, but it's glowing blue. So, all right.
Made in Abyss is the name.
I'm not familiar, but
fantastic story. Highly recommend to everyone.
Noted. I'll add it to my list. Well, we should talk a little bit about Lorcana.
We had a weekend in Lorcana. So, do you remember how I've raved and ranted last week about how much I've been having a lot of fun in Whispers and how much I genuinely believe that there are a lot of new decks and things that are breaking out. And then lo and behold, this weekend at the Vegas CCQ, the finals was none other than a Ruby Amethyst mirror.
I hate it.
I was so happy.
No,
we had Kendall Burnett was somewhere just
good. No, it is good to get the variety. I just those colors just oppressed me for so long that I don't know. I was glad to have a couple of sets with them out of rotation.
I oppressed so many with those colors back in the day, and maybe I'll get the chance to do it again. Who knows? It looks like it's back.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, taking down a CCQ.
Only the CCQ being the finals of the CCQ with different lists, I might add.
It's fascinating. And a good size one too. I mean, we've had CCQs that were around like 80 players and like that range, and this one was 356, I believe.
Yeah,
quite a few. So a giant field, quite a pool.
I believe the top 8 was 2 Ruby Amethysts, 3 Amethyst Steel, an Emerald Sapphire, and Amber Emerald Dogs, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, let's take a look. Here's the I won't go through all of them right now, but here's the finals, or the winner with a little few ads.
Do you notice something that is missing from this list? If you were going to peg cards that would be immediate additions to Ruby Amethyst, do you see a card here that's potentially missing?
I mean, Belle, but she's been worked out of some other Amethyst lists.
Sure, a good pick. But think of new cards from Whispers that might be missing here.
Oh. The card. Reaching down. Oh god, it's been a long week. 2 cost.
I'll give you a hint. It is a 5 cost Amethyst legendary from Whispers.
Why am I drawing a blank?
I think Chad is trying to help you, Liam.
Yeah, okay, Hades. That's yeah. Hades.
Notice,
like, that is going nuts.
One of the cards that we thought was the most powerful, and I still think is one of the most powerful Amethyst editions. No Hades in the winning list.
Yeah, fascinating. Yeah.
But we are seeing Hercules, Demona, Ursula, Horseman. Like, this is the power of Whispers. This is the power of Whispers.
Yeah, I am looking. I mean, the Ruby, Ruby's obviously new. It hasn't been around. I'm looking at the Amethyst core. It is, I mean, other than the emission of Hades, mean, the Amethyst core is largely the same.
Well, yes, like the Amethyst strong cards, like you're going to see Genie, Dumbo, Iago, Elsa, the library making a sneaky entrance here, which
Yeah.
is a card that I would have thought would be too slow, but maybe they were like hedging that they would see a lot of Emerald Amethyst and Sapphire Steel, or just Sapphire decks in general, because the library punishes those pretty well. So I'm surprised to see that the library made an addition, but like it's the Ruby cards that
Yeah.
surprised me.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to think, but they're not. Yeah, fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But not. I mean, it's Amethyst. I mean, some good Ruby cards, some low to the ground ones. But Hercules is a one of. You have David. There's another one of. So couple Sisus. So I mean, it is Amethyst heavy with with a little bit of Ruby, but a
I mean,
fun list for sure.
that's the Ruby Amethyst of old, right? Because
That's true.
it
That's
was
true.
just like you had the Maleficent 3-drop, you had Friends on the Other Side, you had Merlin Rabbit, you had Snake, you had Fox. Now we've kind of shifted from those things to now we have Genie, we have Dumbo, we have Elsa, and that's kind of like your core. You're always going to have Diablo, the one drop. Like that's always going to be an Amethyst decks. But it's the smattering of what Ruby brings that really brings in the power of the deck. Like the consistency is the Amethyst side, but then the power is from the Ruby side. So now we're seeing Hercules actually come in and do a lot and has a lot of synergy in the deck. I learned this weekend that Dumbo is a hero and synergizes with Hercules because I forgot that Dumbo has the hero tag. Sisu also has the hero tag, protected by Hades. It's so he is not Hades. Hercules has a lot of like relevant text in there. Headless Horseman surprisingly can be another copy of Lumiere in the deck to boost all of your guys, which this is kind of still a fairly challenge heavy meta. There's like we have the Malicious, Mean, and Scary Prince Philip combo, but we also just don't have like we have that and Under the Sea, but there's not a lot like we had back in the day where you'd see a new card come out and be like, oh, well, it gets banished by Medusa, so we can't play it. Now I guess we have to look at, oh, well, what dodges Horseman? And not only what dodges Horseman, but what dodges Horseman and also can survive a buffed up Dumbo or a buffed up Elsa. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot more combat math we have to think about now.
Yeah. Fascinating. Yeah, it's fun. I have not dug into this list much myself. So I'm excited to kind of study it over the next little bit and maybe I don't know, maybe see if I can get the winner on here, talk through the list. So but it is good. It is good to see the variety. And I don't know, as much as I hate Ruby Amethyst, I'm glad it's out there for the believers. You get to play with your colors again. And
for a meta when everybody like the first couple of weeks, everybody was like, oh well, Emerald Sapphire or Sapphire Steel, like that's gonna be tier 0. Nothing's gonna beat it. And now we have Old Faithful coming back and taking down the first CCQ in this. It is the first CCQ in this meta, or did we have one week one?
Think so, or was the one last week in Europe? There's one last.
Yes. We did. So we did have another Whispers CCQ, but now we've had like time to settle into Whispers, right? A lot of like the winning list of Sharp Gaming, which was the opening weekend, it was Sapphire Steel. Just the things that we kind of knew obviously were powerful. The Cinderella, we were like, wow, this card is really strong. But now we're seeing a lot of things start to come out. We're seeing Amber Emerald Dogs start to really shine and learn how to attack the meta. Ruby Amethyst has finally come back with a build that's, I mean, obviously doing well enough to take down a CCQ and being in the finals consistently. Amethyst Steel being able to combat both of the Sapphire decks or all three of the Sapphire decks. Yeah, because they were like, I've seen a lot of Amethyst Steel people claiming that they are able to run over Blurple these days. So, I mean, again, like last week when I was talking about, there's just so much viable right now. Like this is just kind of proving it, right? I think we also had Blurple win an event this weekend. So like proving that it can still do it, but it's not the dominant force that it was in Fable.
Yeah. Yeah, it just feels like, I don't know. I agree with you. It feels like the meta's fun. I'm really excited to see where it takes us through CCS into PPG and then, a couple weeks off and then Richmond. It's going to be real. Like Richmond's going to be so fun and I'm excited about it.
Like we're just now seeing innovation like this in the first CCQ. Like from the first week of Whispers to now, the lists we're seeing and the things that we're seeing doing well are drastically different. So from here to Richmond, like it's only going to get that much more evolved, and like people are going to play with a lot more.
Yeah.
And Prague, you're right, and Prague.
Yeah, chat correcting us here. Yeah, Barcelona, Prague, a couple of CCQs in Europe. I do want to talk a lot more about the meta. I do want to talk a lot more about competitive play. I want to do two things before we do that, though, and we are going to bring in some guests to help us do that later on. First, I want to do one piece of news because I think it's important before we bring in our first guest, and that involves Black Friday. Black Friday, because this year, like last year, Target is getting or has gotten an exclusive Disney Lorcana bundle. And we have some news on that front. As a reminder, this was last year's. This is what this story is confusing, and so I'm gonna lay it out here. This was last year's bundle. First chapter, starter deck, 4 booster packs, so 6 booster packs total. This flew off store shelves because first chapter was still tournament legal back then, and first chapter was hard to find. And I think it was MSRP of 60, but Black Friday deal of 40. And
yes,
this sold out everywhere like instantly. And I had to get mine through the secondary market, and now it's kicking around here. This year, slightly different product. It's this. Yes, I had to open it for a product review video, but it's this.
I was like, it's an empty box.
It's an empty box. But no, you get this. You get this portfolio, which is, I verified, it is the same portfolio. Look at all this crap. The same portfolio that you got way back in the first chapter. So this is the original lore book that came out. And now you have an opportunity to get it again here. As a fun note, I bought this probably overpriced, but I bought this from an LGS for $24.99 back in the day when I was trying to collect all the Lorcana accessories.
Absolutely overpriced.
I think they were MSRP of like 20, like 15 or 20. But anyway,
nevertheless, they were 15 if I'm not mistaken.
It might have been. Yeah. So let's even 15. So $15, and then they debuted this bundle here. You get 2 first chapter, 2 Rise of the Floodborn, and you get that portfolio. If the portfolio is valued at about $15, and packs are MSRP at about $6 each, and whatever premium we put on first chapter, that's $24 in packs plus $15. So at a price of $24.99, as it was initially announced, it seemed like a really good deal. And not for everybody. If you're a competitive player and you have no need for first chapter or Rise of the Floodborn, then not the product for you. But as an introductory product, or a product, for people looking to experience those first few sets who came in later, it was decently priced. So we did have an update because this week it popped up on Target's website with the old picture and caused some confusion because it was also priced wrong at $29.99, down from $60. And all this confusion leads us to there's been a correction on the price. MSRP is actually $29.99 instead of the original advertised $24.99. So that $30 price is correct. And that's what you can expect. And I think what happened on the website is Target just used the product from last year because it was coded in the system as a Black Friday bundle, and it just popped up. So I believe it's sold out online. It probably has not hit everybody's store shelves yet. If you want it, go check out Target, in person. Yes, it isn't for everybody. I see you people saying it's not for you. But for my opinion on this, and I said this in our video that we did, is if you make a bundle like this old one that flies off store shelves with the entire existing player base scoops it up in like 5 minutes and nobody can get it to get new players into the game, that's not necessarily what you want. So I do think that having a product that sticks around that people can grab, put under the Christmas tree, and give people their first Lorcana experience is a good idea. But as a side note, before I move on, I will say my one criticism of it is, my biggest criticism of it is, this does the same thing better because it's for Fabled. It has the promo, it has a little binder, it has all the things you want to introduce a new player to the game, and I think that having the newer packs in there is also great. So in any case, I'm glad that the bundle exists. I think it'll be there for people to buy for the holidays. It clearly isn't for everybody. But if you want to give somebody their very first experience with the bundle and some packs of cards, it's not, a terrible product to have. But
you can do that,
big news
or do Lorcana
$29.99.
Gateway.
or Lorcana Gateway, which I don't think is in stores anymore. Maybe in some
I have seen it at
in big box
LGS.
stores. Oh, and LGS's, yeah. I mean that'll
Seen it
sit there
at
till it
LGS's.
moves, but I don't think it's in big box stores anymore, or at least most of them.
Is it
There
not?
are 9 copies in my closet though, because they
So
discounted
Liam will
them.
be giving away some gateways.
They discounted them to like $15 at one point, and I just bought a lot. I also have 7 copies of the Villainous with the promo in it because I have a problem.
Yeah, there we go.
So,
I mean, I just will say, like, if you want to go with the Target bundle, not a bad choice. Like,
yeah,
excellent, a lot of cards, good stuff. If you want to teach somebody to play the game this holiday season, go with Lorcana Gateway. I maintain it is one of the best learning tools to introduce you to play a game that I've ever played, and I've done a lot of intro to card games.
Yeah, and before we move on and bring in our guest, because we left him in the green room too long, Zero's voice stating, I brought this product online, so that's not what I'm getting. I don't know. I think there is a chance. This is not us calling the alarm, setting off the alarm bells. This is not us like saying that you're absolutely getting the wrong product. But the advertisement did show this product. This was $40 last year. The product listed this year was $30, which is the correct price for this year's product. And I assumed these were out of stock. If we get this, that's awesome. $30 for this bundle is fantastic. But I'm concerned that that may be selling the other product. So I'll keep you all posted. I bought one, so when it comes in, I'll let you know what I got. But yeah. So a lot of people here fans of Gateway as well. We need an updated Gateway. I agree.
When did Gateway get released?
Oh, it was
I don't think there's a lot of new stuff. I think Gateway does what it's trying to do well, which is introduce you to the basics of the game.
Yep.
And I think that still holds true. Yes, there might be some keywords that aren't in it that exist now because of Whispers in the Well, but I think the basic overall spirit of it, which is teaching you how to, in general, play the game, still does that incredibly well.
I think it's great. That's why I'm going to keep them in my closet for ages, because I think they're awesome. Give them away when I need them. Speaking of giving things away and charity and doing awesome things for the community, we talked a lot about competitive play in the first start of the show, a little bit about the meta and some other competitive stuff. We just talked about commercial stuff. Let's talk a little bit about social play and fun tournaments, alternate formats, and just using Lorcana and games in general to do things for the community. I am so excited to welcome back to Monday night, at least Monday Night Lorcanas, for the first time in a while. I think Jonty is the original Lorcana channel. Like, I think he is the one who started it all back in the day. And so I'm excited to welcome him back to the show. It's Jonty.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello, you.
Hello.
How are we?
Not the recovering content creator.
Yeah.
The recovering content
I
creator.
figured like that. I still think I think I had the first YouTube video about Lorcana. That's my claim to fame. I think I got one out there before anyone else did. So obviously the community has been incredible since, and there's been real amazing creators come along, and I think you guys might be one of the OGs that are still going. Like a lot have come and gone. So it's awesome to still see you here. Yeah, but yeah, thanks for having me on.
No, thanks for being here.
Anytime. Anytime.
Liam says this every week, where like he continues to be like, oh well, anytime you can come on, and he actually offers it to everybody, but no one genuinely ever takes it up except me. I think I might have been the first one to be like, hey,
I'm free Mondays.
Yeah. You're busy, you need someone, and now here I am all the time, because what else am I doing on a Monday night?
Oh my goodness, chat is blowing up, Jonty. Yeah, I have to apologize. I did leave you off the thumbnail at the start of the show because I wanted you to be a surprise for folks.
I wasn't going to mention it, yeah, but that's fine.
We wanted to keep you like Bruno.
Yeah, so to get the reaction
nice
we got now.
Nice that people still remember me from a few years ago now. I think was the last time I sort of publicly appeared in the Lorcana space.
I suppose, but the funny thing is, like, anyone anyone who was involved in the game back then, so anybody who's been around for a couple of years, and there's a significant number, like, knew you, you know? It was, if you look for Lorcana content at all, as you said, you're one of the first videos, and so, yeah, you were ubiquitous back then and remembered fondly now, so. But still doing great things for the game. I mean, you know, you're
still very active, honestly. Whilst I took a step back from content creating in Lorcana, I still have, people might not even know this, but I Lorcana wasn't my first go at YouTube. I have been making video game content on YouTube for years. Let me see if I can show you. I have one of those things on the wall for that.
Yay!
So like, as the humble brag. So yeah, so like I've been doing YouTube for years, and I still do that, and I'm very active there. With the Lorcana stuff, it was just a bit too much trying to get content out on 2 channels, and then I did a couple of the DLCs commentary with yourself, Liam. And I didn't like it very much. And that sounds awful to talk about. I didn't really enjoy the process of doing it. So that was like, well, maybe I'd take a little bit of a step back of this and maybe just sort of focus on Lorcana as a player and as an enjoyer of the community. And yeah, so even though I haven't been around on videos and stuff, I still very active in the community locally. I am a manager at an LGS, so and Lorcana is still a very big part of our sort of weekly lineup there. So yeah, so still playing very actively. Didn't play much during sort of Reign of Jafar and Fable, but Whispers has brought me back, which I think is a sentiment held by a lot of people who've been there from the beginning, honestly. So yeah, so I've been really enjoying Whispers, and it's been a really fantastic limited format as well. Whispers, I've done sealed and draft a few times now, and it's the best sealed experience I've had in the game so far. I'm a big fan of sealed play, so that's been really good fun as well.
So like we talked about this a lot in Fabled, how they've really expressed that they wanted to push the pack opening experience and also just the sealed experience in general. I feel like in Fabled they really captured that with epics and you know, the different rarities, the iconics, but also I think just as a sealed product, Fabled did really well. What do you think, from a sealed perspective, Whispers is doing so much better than we've done in the past specifically?
It's the good thing I like about Whispers is there's a lot of stuff at common and uncommon rarity that is like there's removal there, but there's a lot of caveats around it. So, which is good. Like caveated removal is great for seal because you'll start to get these really wacky interactions where like you'll play one card that reduces the strength by 1, and then that's just enough to get it under something else, and you know, you get a lot of that sort of interaction and a lot of board state changes. You know, removal is few and far between in all sealed formats, so anything that sort of affects board state a lot, so moving damage around, lowering or heightening strength or stuff like that, I think it really helps. And Whisper just kind of does that quite well. Boost is really great because a lot of the time you're kind of lost for stuff to do with ink in the mid game. You know, you maybe got like 1 or 2 cards in your hand, you can play 1 a turn. So now being able to sort of spread the cost of bonuses using boost over a turn or 2, it's similar to something like what's the one in Magic called where you pay 2 and then you can pay a bit more later to cast the card. You know, it kind of has that sort of vibe where you sort of do a little bit more fun stuff with your ink over a turn or 2. So that's been good. Yeah, so just overall, I've just found it to be a really fun sealed environment. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear that they're actually moving forward with it because, like I said, they expressed before Fabled came out that they were trying to push that level of it, because I think for a while we were kind of getting like the pack opening experience. It was what it was, and a lot of people that were collectors, it was kind of like, if I find it enchanted, that's awesome. If not, then this whole case is a bust.
It's kind of enchanted or bust. Yeah, that it has been. So I mean, I think for like Foretell, thank you. Somebody in the chat said Foretell is the thing in Magic where you pay 2 to play a card face down, and then you can pay more to play it later. So and that's always done quite well in sealed because you can sort of spread your mana costs. But yeah, no, I think it used to be a lot of like enchanted or bust. And I think from like people who are just looking for value, it probably still is really kind of enchanted or bust on a case. Although this set does seem to have a higher percentage of playable legendaries, which is nice. There's definitely been a few sets like Fabled, arguably Dumbo was the only thing that really held value, and then I forget which set it was, but Half Shark was Maui was pretty much the only legendary that kept value in that set.
That was Azurite Sea.
Yeah. So whereas here, there's obviously Cinderella's probably the big one, but there's still sort of like 4 or 5 that are maybe even more that are actually seeing play right now and holding some value. So that it is be much better to open as packs. Plus, you've got epics, the chance of iconics, even things like the whisper foiling being a little different and a little special. That's a nice thing to hit just for that. And value wise, perhaps it isn't really changing much, but you're just getting that extra little dopamine hit. Like, oh, look at the cool foil. That's fun.
Yeah.
Like the first time I opened a Zeus foil, and it just like it completely blinds you. He's like, oh my gosh, I can't even really see the character because the foiling is just so much. But it's cool.
Yeah. I think that you said the dopamine thing. Like I had that experience when I opened several sets ago, I bought a Surging Sparks Pokemon pack for the first time because I was like, I like Pikachu and this could be fun. And I hit like I don't know, it was like an ace spec or an illustration rare that was like worth $1 or something silly. So yeah, the value wasn't there, but still hitting that card, like the same way I think hitting Epic is now, feels really good. It feels like you've done something good, even if it isn't worth that much. And so yeah, I do appreciate how they've made the experience extra special because a little bit more special than it was before.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know. So one of the things I always appreciate about you, Jonty, and your channel and all of that is you bring this perspective from the LGS and being able to talk about what it's like on the front lines, interacting with customers and how they're experiencing either this game or any other, TCG or game on the market. And I've also appreciated how you've been an advocate for things that will benefit the consumer, the customer, the play experience at the LGS. But then also you do fun stuff with the community to make your environment a welcoming environment to grow TCGs and games just in general. And are just a real big advocate for gaming, for great play space, and for kind of the let's say the symbiotic relationship between an LGS and their community. And so, well, before I go on to talk about some of the stuff you're doing, like any thoughts on that?
Yeah. Well, community is huge, really, from the LGS point of view. It's funny, actually. We're actually moving our store. Where we don't want to move, but unfortunately, the building we're in currently, the lease has come up, and the new rent is triple.
Yeah,
you're hearing this story told all over the world, everywhere, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So having to move, it's not a far move, but it is a move that we didn't really want to do. But we are using it as a positive, and we're saying, well, let's do a few things a little differently that we didn't quite get right this time. And one of the big ones still is the importance of a play space and of a community space. Private rooms. We're building a little bar set out. We're building spaces just for people to hang out, not necessarily even just play tables. Just actual sort of more community space. And in doing all of this work there, one of the distributors in Canada, Asmodee, they're in the States as well, but here, Asmodee, they do a big annual event for local game stores called Canada Plays, and it's a little bit like a Gamma, I guess. It's a smaller scale, but it's basically the Canadian Gamma, if that means anything to you. Mm-hmm. And our rep there said, we wanted to do a talk about this. We wanted to do a talk at the event about all of this. And I put forward the name to my boss today. I want to call it building a community because it's all we have left. because Amazon beats us on price. Distribution is constantly screwing us over with allocations. The only thing we have going for us is the idea of the third space. If you know the concepts of the third space, you have your home, you have your work, and then you have your third space. So it's very important for us as an LGS you can go one or two ways. You can just turn everything into a warehouse and sell it all online, $5 over cost, or you can create a space that people want to come and hang out at, and then hopefully spend money while they're there as well. So yeah, the community is very big for us. And the other thing I've always been really big on, though, especially with Lorcana as well, is that community doesn't necessarily mean casual play. Mm-hmm. And I think that's quite important. Casual play is very important for a game, and it is one of the sort of the pillars of that sort of tripod that holds the game up. You've got the collectors, you've got the casual players, you've got the competitive players, and all three of those need to work well for a TCG to do well, I think. But community doesn't always mean casual. So we are still sure to make sure we do a good set champs. We would like to do some larger stuff, some 1Ks, things like that. Hopefully, once we have the new space, that's something we're going to look at doing. But one thing we've really been focusing on over the last year or so is providing competitive events, but with caveats to do with deck restrictions and things like that, so that you aren't just seeing meta decks come along. You aren't just seeing people look at int decks and bring stuff, because that's happening in league play and in set champs, and then larger local events. There's a store not too far from us called Enter the Battlefield that hosts like an invitational every set. So they get a lot of people from the area to them for that. But you have deck restrictions to make people have to think outside the box, build something a little new, build something a bit different, a bit janky. But they're still competitive. We're still taking money to play, and we're still prizing out, and we're still doing tiered pricing. So first place is still getting something better than 8th place. So we still want people to come down and enjoy themselves and just have fun, but also I still think it's important that people feel like they can play well, and by playing well, gain something from it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So like this is a conversation I've had with Rebecca on a few occasions, because as you know, she very much so pushes casual play in the community side of things, and I think that's where everything starts, right? I mean, the first time I ever played the game was me going to my local game store when I was traveling, just trying to find people to play the game and connect with, and that's how I've met the wonderful community. So I don't feel like you get to the point of becoming competitive before you start off casual and find your local community. So you taking the time to really foster that is incredibly important. I always try to advocate and let people know, if you have an LGS that's near you want to play the game, go support, be a part of it. You meet the people there, actually form friendships and relationships, not just with the people around you, but also with the store, because the more you form that relationship with each other, I mean, the entire experience gets better. We can all of us three could talk about how I'm sure we are only here not just because we saw the Disney characters on cards or the Disney promos. We've stayed because the community in this game is much more special than other spaces for all of us.
Yeah, I mean, we run, pretty much every card game, but we're actually more of a miniature game focused store, really. We have a very large miniature play space, but we pretty much run every card and, miniature game that we have. But Lorcana is the one I'm most invested in because the community is so fantastic.
Yeah. Gosh,
yeah,
so much.
That one,
look at this one.
That was maybe one of the first ones we did that was sort of like a different deck building, and we did it for Valentine's Day or the day after, actually. And we called it franchise deck, so no color restrictions, but all the cards have to be from the same movie franchise. But also you must play a play set of the couple from that movie as well, which means it did at the time. It did cut out probably one of the strongest decks, which was the Min Merlin bounce package, because there's no canonical couple in Sword of Stone.
Yeah.
So it was a happy accident, because at the time it was pretty much we've gone full circle now with Whispers starting to see it again, but at the time it was Ruby Purple or bust, basically. So so it was a nice way of saying, well, let's put that deck away for a little bit, because everyone was playing it, and let's try and come up with something else. And then we had the Steve Warner card, I think, might have come from a convention that my boss went to, and he came back with a couple of those, and we put that up, and there's a few other bits as well, and also every penny we take we put back out as store credit pricing as well. So we usually charge like $10 or $15 for these, and then we end up with a couple of $100 to $300, and then that just gets tiered out to the top 8 or something like that as credit. So we always, everything that comes in goes out. And yeah, this one was really fun. There was a couple of clearly better movies. I'd be interested to think if you would imagine what they are off the top of your heads. So this was last February, I think, or maybe it was this February. it's been a long year, eh? So we were probably talking sort of sets 5 and 6 maybe were in the game. I guess it was around that time. I'm not good with dates when it comes to that sort of thing. But there was 1 or 2 that were like clearly stronger, purely because they had a larger pool of cards in them as movies.
Robin Hood.
No, because Maid Marian wasn't in the game yet.
No, Maid Marian, yeah, she came a lot later, yeah.
So
Yeah.
Naveen and Tiana
and Naveen, there's not much else from that movie, and I'm talking every card had to be from the movie. So it wasn't Tiana and Naveen, but then you were also playing Friends on the Other Side actually is from Princess and the Frog. But there was like every single card had to be. So there were some movies that didn't have 15 cards from them, so you couldn't build a deck. You couldn't build a legal 60 card deck. So Sword in the Stone doesn't apply because there's not a canonical couple. It had to be a couple. Moana didn't apply because there wasn't a canonical couple. Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin were the correct ones, not Dan Quest.
Really?
Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin, just because they had the largest pool of cards.
Yeah.
But Aladdin had Whole New World.
Tragic Beast.
Beauty and the Beast had Tragic Beast at the time. So there was like some of the biggest cards of the meta, and just a larger pool to pull from of other good playable stuff. So of the top sort of 8, I think 5 or 6 of them were either Aladdin or Beauty and the Beast. So as fun as this one was, I moving forward, I tried to make the deck restrictions even more convoluted because that one was like, there's clearly something there that's too good.
So my first thought was Naveen and Tiana, but then like my second thought was, Beauty and the Beast, because not only do we have Sad Beast, we also had Belle, Strange but Special. And, oh my gosh, so like, I mean, those 2 cards alone, I think could just steamroll a lot of things.
I mean, even Be Our Guest can find some stuff, and
Dwarves did do pretty good. Because you could have Snow White and Prince Charming, and then obviously just all the dwarves. And I think at the time, so it'd be interesting to do it again, because at the time there was only dwarves in Amber Steel, I think. But now is there is that still it?
No, the dwarves are still just steel.
It's the original dwarves, and then the set of knights is in steel, right? So
because the originals were amber, weren't they?
They were all amber because it was that awesome art that all connected, wasn't it? And then there's the steel dwarf ones. So you could play. It was basically an amber steel deck with a handful of other bits and bobs. It'd be interesting to see if they ever do a third set of dwarves in a third color. That would actually maybe. You'd have to do some sort of restriction like that.
Eventually, we'll have the rainbow dwarves.
All dwarves.
Rainbow, hey.
All dwarves.
So this one, this was actually one of our regulars, or 2 of our regulars actually. There are a couple who both play the game, and unfortunately, their dog Ruby passed away, and they came to us and said we would love to do something sort of in her honor, I guess. And the animal rescue nearby had done a lot of work with her, and they've done a lot of work fostering dogs from them as well. And her name was Ruby, so we came up with the Ruby tournament. So this one was just a regular deck, basically anything you liked, but you had to play Ruby at a time where Ruby wasn't seen as much play really, other than sort of half shark basically. So again, this one was fairly close to a regular tournament. Really, all of the decks were meta decks with Ruby in them basically, but it was nice and thematic. And this one, all the money we took, we actually gave to the sanctuary, and then all of the prizing was donated from community members and the store ourselves. So the store put up packs and promos that we had lying around or whatever, but all the enchanted and the gift sets and even the champion hero mat there, they were all donated by regulars and just put into the prize pool. And basically we have all the stuff on the table, and first place comes and gets first pick, second place comes and gets second pick, and they can grab whatever they want, whether they want the mat or an enchanted or what have you. So
ton of fun. And I mean the dog's name being Ruby, and then the Ruby tournament is just such
so that's the thing really with these kind of things, is what I don't necessarily want to do with these is is just run a tournament and then, a regular tournament and be like, oh, and also some of the money's going to this charity or what have you. We want to try and make the theme of the tournament fit to where it's going. I don't know if you have the Tiki one there to grab.
Sure, I do.
Yeah, so this was a tiki tournament. This is again, one of our regulars came to us. They keep parrots and they do a lot of work with a local bird sanctuary that helps rehome parrot. I didn't even know about parrots. I didn't really know this about parrots, but they live like 100 years or something.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, people will have them as pets and pass away themselves while the parrot's still kicking. So there's a lot of like elderly parrots need rehoming, and just other birds in general. Jungle Service is a place local to us. So they came to us and said, I'd love to do something for them. And we said, well, these tropical birds are incredibly colorful, so let's try a rainbow tournament. So the rule with this one was you had to play all colors, specifically 10 of each deck, 10 of each ink, basically. So I was limited to 60 cards total. So obviously in a regular deck, you can go more than 60 if you wish. This was hard cut at 60, 10 of each color. So most people went for 2 play sets and 2 copies of something else. And there was some really strong decks in this. You always think when you're going to put something like this together, or like fun deck restrictions limiting to multiple colors or whatever, that you're going to start getting janky stuff. You can build really good decks in this format. Yeah, like really quite strong decks in this format. The good thing I like about doing these as tournaments, though, is that we run it as a Swiss tournament. It's usually sort of 5 or 6 rounds, depending on the amount of people we get show up. All of these get anywhere between high teens up to 30-ish, so it's somewhere between 5 or 6 rounds. And so very quickly, basically after round 1, all the people who are just playing something for fun that they threw together with commons and uncommons get paired together and start playing together. But then the people who've sat there for 2 weeks sweating over Dreamborn, building the perfect thing, they start getting paired with each other, and it actually works out quite well.
No, like I can absolutely, because we have the fun thought experiment every time a set comes out, right? Like, what would it look like if you could cross over this card, or what happens if they bring in a card that breaks the rules, and like now you can use 3 inks in a deck, but this card has to be in the deck, So like thinking of those synergies and like having a whole tournament synergized around that, like this sounds chaotic, but in a very good way.
And it literally is that. It's happy. It's ballyhoo is the term. It's a term for organized chaos, and I think that's all of these tournaments are very ballyhoo. Yeah,
that's funny. The other thing I think you forget when you talk about their very strong decks, it reminds me that people actually took time to be inventive, to create. And the fun thing about tournaments like this is, you do give people to join the memory of that day, but also people who want to enjoy it and enjoy it to the max and create something fun, spent, a week or 2 or preparing. And so you've given people the joy of all of that time prep and crafting and building and playing and all of that game before the game as well. Which is just super fun for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And you get a lot of talk back and forth. And then also there's we have like a citywide WhatsApp kind of, it's like a Facebook chat, I guess. It's not specific to our store. It's just Lorcana players in London, Ontario are in it. And after the most recent one we did, which is the Oh Boy one, and if you have that, like the chat afterwards was just like, oh, did you see this happen on one table and this happened on one table? So this is probably the most fun we've had with the deck construction stuff. It was our first go at singleton, so only 1 copy of any cards can be in the deck, but also rainbow, so any color, but single copy. And this was great fun. So this one, it wasn't a charity event. This one was for a regular, a couple of regulars. In fact, they are expecting, and they again they came to us and said we'd love to do a thing. We didn't really have, as a store, didn't have much to do with this one really. I did the pretty image you're looking at. And we hosted it, we gave them the space to use. But for the most part, this was organized almost completely just by community members, for community members. So this one was Anthony was actually in the chat before. I don't know if he's still around, but it's
Anthony.
for him and his partner Shay. They're expecting a boy, and there they are. Look at that, glowing there. And that was so what you're looking at there is the entry fees. The rule was there's no money taken, but you've got to come with a box of diapers or a box of wipes or something like that. And everyone came out and did it. And I don't know if you can notice up in the top corner there, just above Anthony's heads, there's some Stitch cupcakes that another member of the community made, and the Stitches have all got little pacifiers in their mouths. They're like little baby Stitches. So we all had cupcakes, and there was and again, prizing was a pool of sort of past set champs cards, enchanteds, binders. A lot of people. Those gift sets you were showing off before from Target or whatever, we get them we don't get Target here in Canada, but the Costco ones and stuff. A lot of people will get them for the promos. So there's always the binders are always float around that people aren't too fussed about. So there was binders, enchanteds. I think there was another mat there. From a set champs, and again it was sort of whoever comes first comes and gets first pick or whatever. And then Anthony bought a box as well and made sure everyone got a pack or two as well. So just really good fun. And this was probably the one where you got the weirdest interactions, because it's a singleton format, so every card in the deck is different. You can't really plan so much. I don't know if any of you guys play Commander in Magic, but it's kind of similar to like a low-powered Commander deck. Basically a Commander deck that isn't using tutors to go and find the key pieces to make the deck pop off quicker. So it's more of a let's draw and hope for the best. And you get some really ones. I'm just looking back on the chat now. People were saying the things that they saw were crazy. There was one that was what does it say? Somebody played a go-go against a Chernobog with 8 damage on it to gain 8 lore. Yeah, and just in general, there was a lot of crazy stuff. So I played in this one because, like I said, the store itself didn't really have much involvement with this other than providing the space. And Anthony said, "I don't really want to play. I'm happy to sort of run TO and judge if that was ever going to be a thing." Which they usually aren't in these things because people usually will just work it out for themselves with these weird interactions. So I played in this one, and I played my theme was one. I just played 61 drops. So my whole deck was 1-drops. Did a lot better than I thought it was going to be honest. I was all ready to be sat at the bottom of the table all day, and I ended up going 3-2 with a deck of 1-drops. Every single win I got was just because on turn 4 or 5 the opponent was like, "Wait, are they all just 1-drop?" I'm like, "Yeah," and they just had no idea how to deal with 7. When I put it together, I was like, "Oh, I bet there's like a good sort of 20 or 30 good 1-drops." There's not. There's about there's the 3 in Amethyst that let you draw. The Diablo, the Brooms,
Chernobog's followers.
Yeah, and then there's a couple the Daisy. And then there's we've got 3 now of a cycle of two questers, the Lilo, Maleficent, and then most recently we got the Sultan in Sapphire.
Yeah.
That's about it, really. And then a couple of the green evasive, Pegasus, Curse Merfolk. Yeah, so I went and grabbed all of those out of binders and whatever, and I was like, okay, let's see. I still need 48 cards. Okay, let's go. And by the end of it,
1-3.
Yeah, you're really kind of struggling then. All the 1-3s, a couple of 3-1 recklesses, that kind of thing. So yes, I wasn't expecting to do very well, but I think I placed 9th out of 20 or something like that. So I was actually much more impressed with how it did than I thought it was going to. But again, it was I was playing that. A friend of mine, Jason, was playing a 27 uninkable song deck, so just all of the sing togethers and all of the big singers across all the colors and stuff. And again, he did much better than he thought he was going to. There was a few people with just theme decks. So a regular called Mike was playing just anything that said prince, princess, king or queen on it, and then the handful of cards that sort of care about that sort of stuff. But then there were other people who had spent time and actually tried to build a good competitive deck, it's very much still 6-color good stuff. I don't think even across all of the colors there's no like typal synergy that's really standing out yet. I don't think, anything like puppies or pirates or anything like that.
Puppies would be the closest now, I think.
Puppies probably, but with the problem with Singleton is there's only one copy of what's the guy who shifts onto
Tailwagger.
Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt, which is a great card. Oh, it can hit anything in my deck, but you've got to go and find one of him in 60. Tailwagger. So this actually came up in the rules.
I was going to ask.
It came up in the discussion of how to put the decks together. Somebody said, "How about Tailwaggers?" And is it Microbots? Is the other one? There's an item that lets you play as many as you like. And they all came to me, and I was like, well, technically, there is no rules for Singleton, or Heroic or whatever you want to call it. It doesn't, it's not an officially supported format, but the general rule in TCGs is that card text beats rules text. So even in a Singleton format, you should be able to play as many copies of Tailwagger or Microbots as you like. My sort of precedent for that was commander decks like Persistent Petitioners or Shadowborn Apostles, Relentless Rats. That is a thing. In Magic, you can do. There are cards that say you can play more than one copy of this card in your deck, or as many copies as you like, whatever it says. But then I kind of threw it to Anthony. I was like, this is Anthony's tournament, though. Whatever he wants to do is what we say. So Anthony said you could do 6 copies of Tailwagger as long as they were the different arts on each one.
I love that. I was like, what an arbitrary number. And then the explanation was like, okay.
There is actually 6 because there was the 5 originals and then there's been a reprint. So that's so if you'd gone to the trouble of getting one of each, you could play them. I don't know if anyone did. I didn't see puppies. But again, that's the other problem with these things is there's 20 people there, all with these incredible decks, and you get to play 5 of them, if you're playing in it. So it's but yeah, it was a lot of fun. And we just want to keep doing that sort of stuff, and I'm glad that in some ways the game is officially doing stuff. Obviously, we've got our Infinity weekend coming up in a few weekends. Which will be the sort of first official Infinity thing outside of DLCs, I think. So that's exciting. But yeah, I'm always trying to think of different things we can do for the community because we do our set champs and, sometimes they get good turnout, sometimes not so much. The last one we did for Fabled wasn't a great turnout, mostly because we left it quite late to lock a date in because we were thinking we might have to move. In the end, we've managed to get a bit of an extension and we're not moving until the new year now. And also it was Canadian Thanksgiving weekend as well, was the only weekend we could kind of sort of put it on. So we didn't get, I think we got like 15 out for it. But other ones we usually get sort of high 20s, 30s. So we always get good turnouts for set jams, but we're kind of just doing the same thing that all the other stores are doing. There's the top 8 prizing, and then we do store credit pricing. Other places might do packs. But for the most part, the money coming in goes back out again. So the only thing we can really do different is this kind of stuff, because we seem to be the only ones sort of in the area who are sort of willing and able to kind of try and put these weird days on.
Yeah. No, it's super fun. Big fan of the whole idea.
And they're going really well. And if anyone thinks of one that might be good, feel free to reach out to me on Blue Sky or whatever and let me know. Like I say, I'm not really much active on YouTube anymore with Lorcana, but I still very much am into the game, and I'm currently playing Purple Steel, so enjoying Hades, and that was missing from the purple red deck you showed before.
Yeah,
Hades and Demona, and I didn't play much in Fable, so I'm just got my hand on some Dumbos and looking forward to giving those a whirl as well. So because I didn't really play much through Fable, so yeah, still really enjoying the game. And having a lot of fun with it. Both sort of, when I say competitive level, like set champs is the sort of top for me, really. I'm happy at that sort of level, but I do enjoy playing with a competitive mindset, I guess. I enjoy sitting down at a table and knowing the person opposite me is trying to win as much as I am, if that makes sense. It's still a sort of fun environment, but I enjoy building a deck that is trying to be the best, so So yeah, have a lot of fun with it. The one thing we are going to look at doing in the new year is trying to do some more sort of purely competitive events, just sort of classic, 1Ks and maybe even bigger if we have the appeal. Mostly because a lot of people in Southern Ontario, maybe even Canada, were very disappointed that Toronto didn't get a DLC again this year. They got one. We got one first time round. We didn't make the cut this year. So there are a few folks traveling down to the States. I know there's about 6 people I know locally that are heading down to Richmond. But a few people just don't want to go to America right now for reasons we don't have to go into here. But also, it's that's a weekend, that's a vacation for some people, that having to take a sort of 4-day weekend and spending the money on travel and hotel and what have you. So there's a lot of people locally. It's kind of hungry a little bit for sort of like just true competitive meta style events. So we're definitely going to be looking at doing that stuff as well alongside this more sort of fun and sort of varied stuff.
Yeah. Well, I love to hear it. And hopefully people watching, if you're enjoying hearing about these different fun formats, like pick them up, bring them to your LGS, propose a tournament, even if the pricing's not, amazing, even the experience is super fun. And so I hope you've inspired some folks tonight.
Yeah, I would absolutely love to see people trying this sort of stuff. Like I say, if you have a community, if you have a regular play base, which don't get me wrong, it's a difficult ask, honestly, a lot of the time. We've been very lucky. I mean, we worked very hard with Lorcana early on to make sure that when the product was so limited, it got into players' hands and local players' hands. Like we really worked strong on that. And we have worked to really sort of foster the community. And it's not just an us thing either, as in my game store. London in general, the city I live in, not that one, the Ontario one. It says that as you're driving past on the highway. London, not the other one. Yeah. But London in general and the surrounding area, there's a place called St. Thomas nearby that has a very active store. We have a very good scene for it, and our store played a part in that. But just in general, the community has just been very strong here and always has. So we still get 20 to 30 out every week just for league play, like just coming out to play casual games on a Saturday morning, which unfortunately doesn't seem to be the norm, I don't think, unfortunately. So
I was about to say that's really impressive.
Yeah, it is, and it's our biggest game behind Magic, honestly. Like it gets similar numbers really to like a Commander night for Magic, outside of miniatures, obviously, but the 40k and stuff is big. But so you need the sort of core audience. But even if you can just get eight folks together and just say, look, let's all just throw $10 in. And the prize is, somebody's happy to give up an enchanted, or even just, half the money goes to packs and half the money goes to, buy a bag of dog food for the local sanctuary. Just even getting people together, just to enjoy this game together and get a little something out of it for someone that needs it, I think is awesome.
Yeah.
We also do coming up. We'll be doing in December. We do a canned food drive with all of the canned and dry goods, and they all go to the local food bank. But the way it works is we actually do this for various games, not just Lorcana. But you come in with sort of 10 to 15 cans, and at any point in the game, you can hold a can up and pay for either 1 ink. Or you can draw a card, or what else did we do? I kind of think, or you can exert a ready character, or you can ready an exerted character with no caveats. For any of those, you can pay a can of peas or a pack of pasta for that. And that is chaos, that one, because you will get people walk in with like 60 cans and be like, I'm ready for this.
I'm gonna take it down.
I'm going to the nearest like Walmart
and
and getting all of the
exactly, right?
Yeah.
Like when your opponent's like does something that's like kind of unfair, like but they're doing it with something that's going to charity, like you can't be mad about it, right? You're like
and with that one, I don't think we
yeah.
actually did like a tiered prize, because it in some ways it is kind of pay to win, basically. However many cans you're willing to draw drag to the store basically means you get
I just
Circle
you
of
get
Life
the
on
car.
turn
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, so I think with this year we might have to do some kind of rules on that. I'm never going to tell people they can't bring as much as they want, but it might have to be like one a turn or something like that, because people were like comboing, like the new Little John that readies with green screen. They were doing that, but they were doing it with chickpeas. They were like, okay, here we go, chickpeas ready. I've got my cat's going at the door. I'm just going to let her in.
All right. Well, we John, I gotta wait for the headphones to come back. So John,
my PJ pants.
No, it's great. I'll tell you what. I'll see.
Yeah, look at that.
We're doing it. This is how we do it on a Monday night. So I asked you here. I did the thing I usually do where I asked you here for like 25, 30 minutes, and now it's a lot later. Do you have a couple more guests to bring in? I know you said you generally have some other stuff you do on Monday nights. Do you want to hang out for the rest of the show, or do you need to go?
I am happy to sit around and chat. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I cleared my schedule for you, Liam.
Because it's Monday night. What else is he doing than waiting to be asked to be on the Illuminators?
I'll be honest. What I would be doing, Planet Coaster is a big game on my gaming channel, and they've got an update coming out. So I would just be playing that. So I can take a night off from playing video games to talk about card games.
Yes. All games of the time. Well, let's bring in a couple other guests who are here, and we talked about Lorcana news this week that was happening, both official news and some unofficial news and some fun community stuff. And one of the big pieces of news in the YouTube's community, in the content creator community, is Lab Rats is back. A really fun show. There aren't many Lorcana channels, period, or streams featuring like in-person physical card play. Because without a digital client, it's very difficult to do. And Lab Rats was one of the channels kind of carrying that torch. And they disappeared. They went on sabbatical for a while, and now they're back. So I'm excited to welcome the Lab Rats themselves, Mr. Humble and Mr. R&B, Ryan Beaupre. Gentlemen, hi.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you all?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good.
I'm doing good. I've been playing. I've been testing. I've been playing a lot. I don't know. Whispers is like
so much fun and amazing.
It's just this puzzle that just seems like it never ends. Like you finish like a piece of the puzzle, and then you're like, oh, it's not a 2,000 piece puzzle. It's actually a 5,000 piece puzzle. And then you like get done with the 5,000 piece. But you like there's like a DLC pack, and it's like, oh, your 5,000 piece puzzle is now a 10,000 piece puzzle. And like I keep finding these different things that keep getting me more and more excited, because I think we're very, very far from the format being solved. And it feels like, so back in set 3, I don't think set 3 was ever fully solved. I think like we got set 4, and set 3 meta just was never solved. Like there was still innovation that was happening up until the last day that it was legal. And like, I have a feeling that this is going to be the same way. I think that you're not going to consistently see like the exact same deck continuously taking down events week after week after week. I think you're going to see a lot of innovation on a weekly basis, where the right deck to bring for the weekend, I mean, is the deck that wins. You know what I mean? It's not going to be just Blurple is just the best deck in the format, so I'm just going to, put 500 games into it, and I'm going to play it for every single event for the entirety of this format. This is not the format for that. This is not the format for one tricking a deck either. Like, I myself am so incredibly happy that Sapphire Steel is a viable deck strategy. However, it is by far not the only deck that I've played. I've played more decks and more color combinations so far in Whispers in the Well than I have for the last 9 sets combined.
It's actually true. Every day we get to see what R&B is playing with, because in our team chat, it'd be like, guys, I think I found something else cool. And then like we'll test it and be like, this is really good. Like this is actually winning games, and it just to mirror what he's saying. Like and the more that I talked about Whispers, the more excited I get about it. I mean, for the little bit, I was playing Emerald Amethyst and trying to tell all of them, like, guys, Emerald Amethyst is like so powerful. You guys got to look at it. And then R&B be like, guys, this Emerald Sapphire deck is really good. And then Hum will be like, guys, this Amber Emerald deck was actually really, really solid. And I'm doing Circle of Life things. And
Man, the Circle of Life deck. It's fun. It's real fun.
It's real fun. Dude, you get hit by like one Ursula, and it's like everything.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in shambles. I'm in shambles.
I
So
was gonna say. Oh, go ahead, Humble. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. I'm having some technical difficulties with my camera, so I might have to just be sightless for a little bit.
Hey,
Yeah, that's fine.
your audio is perfect. So
Audio
that's
is just
awesome.
great.
Well, if you want to, go ahead.
No, I was gonna ask John T, because like I think we're getting the sentiment from, like, Logan says it every single week, and now here RMB and Humble are echoing it, like how amazing the meta is and how fun it is, and it's kind of refreshing, and it's bringing greater excitement to the game, because Fabled felt a little stale and set for that. Like, are you seeing that same kind of sentiment among your local league players and your player base? Like, do you have that same kind of energy around this set, or?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like it never dropped to like disappointing numbers, but towards the end of Fabled League, we were maybe getting sort of 12 folks out, and Whispers has pushed that way back up again. It always, every league kind of looks like a hockey stick, but we've definitely seen bigger numbers here. And again, just that chatter about, oh, did you see this, won this, or have you tried this card with that card? And I mean, I don't know, like I say, I don't really follow the real top end of stuff, but I feel like a lot of the decks that are sort of working at the minute and doing well. Oh, there he is. Looks below better.
We're back.
All the decks that are doing well, like there's a good chunk of Whispers cards going into them. Like there was definitely a sort of few sets there where it was like, oh yeah, this is set 6, but there's one set 7 card in there just because it does something slightly better, But like I feel like everything I'm looking at on index from like bigger tournaments, there's like 3, 4, 5 Whispers cards going in, which I feel like is quite a big chunk comparatively compared to some of the older sets,
Yeah, it is. I remember it's funny that Humble is, or no, it's Kendall actually. I'm sorry, who brought in like just from, I don't know what set it was, like set 5, just brought into set 4 deck and just won a tournament with it. So yeah, it's you usually see a couple cards get worked in, but this does feel completely new.
I think this is the best set we've had since Inklands. To be honest, it's been the most open, diverse format.
Yeah,
it's been the most fun.
It was interesting to hear R&B say like since set 3, because that's I get Inklands vibes from this set. Yeah, like just that the biggest change up and the biggest number of like new stuff that matters. And like I said before, like the fact that like 5 or 6 legendaries, you're happy to pull them if you crack packs for this set. Like that hasn't happened for a long time.
Would you like to guess how many Hades I've opened?
It's probably not a good number the way you said it.
Oh no, it's a surprising amount.
Okay.
Okay.
Please take a guess.
I mean, I don't know what sort of stuff you crack. 7.
Yeah.
I've opened exactly 7 Hades. I've opened 2 boxes.
Wow.
I've opened 2 boxes and a couple packs from like League, and I've opened 7 Hades.
I mean, that's a good one to hit.
You're just building up the stocks for the iconic Hades. Like that's all.
No, I don't want it. I want all the other legendaries.
Yes, you do. Shut up. One of us has to pull it. As long as I end up with it, it doesn't matter. You absolutely want to pull it.
I'll try. But like,
could be Prince Charming's,
I was at.
You know how many Prince Charmings I've opened?
7,
probably.
Because the answer is 9.
Oh wow!
I was actually so one of my really good friends. We were at League, and he was saying like he didn't open any Hades. He needs some more Hades. And I was like, well, just buy me a pack and open your Hades. And unbeknownst to me, my wife, Lady Humble, had purchased a box, like because she asked for my wallet. I thought she was getting like a bottle of water or something. She comes back with a box, of course. So she opens some packs, gives me a pack. And like the very first card I opened in my first pack was a Hades, and I just gave it to him. I was like, this is comical at this point. I can't open any other legendaries but this card.
We had it seems to be that sort of our area, London here, we usually find about 5 iconics pulled. That seems to be the sort of rate from like all the local stores opening. We do a case for singles for the store, which isn't crazy, but we like to have a couple of each legendary available on day one. And we opened an aerial in the case, the stores one. We were super happy about it. I immediately contacted a guy who buys everything, basically, like just a big collector will happily buy it up. And I was like, pulled an aerial, not too sure on the price yet, but we'll make sure it works for both of us. It's here for you whenever. He'd also bought a case from us, and he's like, okay, cool, I'll grab it when I get my case. Comes in, picks up the aerial, takes the case home, opens another aerial in that case. So two aerials out of like 2 cases from our store, and then somebody else pulled a Hades one as well. So we did pretty well for them from us this time. Yeah.
You know, it's funny because the one time I open kind of fortunate, like for foils and for enchanteds, is the one time R&B is not in the room with me. So someone else got to reap the rewards of my fortunate pulling.
So are you like me then? Does just like foils and enchanters just go to fund
Exactly
playable stuff? Yeah,
I don't.
They go to Ryan.
They go to you.
they go to R&B. Honestly.
Oh yeah, so you're my
Symbiotic
Eddie then.
relationship.
My guy's called Eddie, and as soon as I pull anything good, I'm on the phone.
The number of times that we've had like a release day and like we'll get our product and then we'll just like after we've opened everything, we'll meet up and just I'll hand him a stack of foils and he'll hand me the same cards but in regular versions. And just like, oh, thank you for doing business.
Yeah, that's
I have like really bad OCD when it comes to TCGs. So like if one card is foil, they all have to be foil. Like I have.
I'm just the opposite.
But you're the other way around.
Yeah, no, he is.
I played an event this weekend, and I had like 2 versions of the list, and like the version that I wanted to play, which is like the version that was actually like performing really well and was like doing really good. I was just missing like 10 foils for, and I was like, well, I guess I'll just play the worst version because it's shinier and prettier, and I don't want to play a bunch of these non-foil cards.
I just want to point out very quickly, this is the man that went to Lorcana Continentals and had to find another enchanted Elsa and another foil Let It Go to put in his deck, or he refused
DLC
to add
promo Let It Go.
DLC promo Let It Go, or he refused to play them in the deck because it wasn't max rarity.
See, I'm
like
the
day before, he was talking to people like, I need an enchanted Elsa and a foil Let It Go, or I can't play the deck.
I'm the opposite, so I have cut copies of cards that should be at 4 because I only own 3 non-foils and one foil copy. The number of times I've registered some kind of amber list with only 3 Lilo Escape Artists because I only own 3 of them in non-foil is egregious. Like that card should probably almost always be at 4. Like even like the symbol lists that I've been playing, I own exactly 2 Headless Horsemen. One of them is foil, so my lists only have 1 Headless Horseman.
I got some non-foils.
Okay, we make a deal.
I mean, to be fair, I probably just like need that card in enchanted, but you know.
Yeah, whatever. We can. I need that card in non-foil first.
Well, speaking of just the analysis of card things, guys, tell us about Lab Rats and why we should be excited about season 2.
So season 2 is definitely like kind of a long time coming. We took a little break back last holiday season just because like during the holiday season it's like pretty hard for schedules to coordinate, get all recording done and just like gameplay. Then we kind of like had a very weird series of events happen. Like we had multiple of our players at the time who were in Continentals, so we did focused a lot on testing for Continentals for all the players. Then we had a couple players go to Worlds, so we had we kind of put all of our eggs in the collective basket, getting our Worlds competitors ready. And then we also went through like a couple of formats where just like not as fun to play, where like it was kind of already solved, and there's only so many times you can like play Blurple versus other thing that isn't Blurple before you've kind of already figured everything out. So between like also the shout out to our cameraman Keanu. He is kind of the man behind all.
He had a baby.
He had a baby. So like there's just
he had a baby, and he didn't just have a baby. He had a baby like 10 months after having a baby. So like he's
definitely going through some life issues, or not issues. So he's going through some really like huge life events. We were going through different competitive events as far as Continentals and Worlds, and then like right off of that, when it was finally time, okay, we can definitely come back. Then we had back to back 2 of the most uninteresting formats I think we've had so far, where it's just not conducive to a very entertaining experience, right? Like it's not hard to determine what decks are playable when there's exactly 2 decks that are playable. And there's only so many times we can like run those into each other before the allure dies, right?
We were going to come back in set 7 Like set 7 was
Like-
when we were going to
like,
come
nah.
back, and like I was like super excited. I was like, oh, I got this blue steel deck. It's really good, guys. And then like they're like, hey, you know
Bans
that blue steel
happened.
deck, yeah. And then like I didn't play at all after the bans. I stopped playing set 7.
Yeah,
I
you know
don't
that.
play anymore.
You know that meme of from like with the guys just sitting on like the bench all sad. That was R&B for like 2 sets.
I mean, I wouldn't say it was set after the Hiram Fortisphere ban. I stopped playing. It was like, I'll just wait
We
till the
know.
next set, I guess. Like, yeah, I'll just wait till the next set, I guess. Like, this isn't fun for me anymore. Like the same like 3 decks have just been like the most powerful thing you can do in Disney Lorcana for the last 6 sets. Like, I want something different.
We
We
were
flew
really
a little too close to the sun.
we were really excited when Fable dropped. We were under the anticipation that a rotation would be super fresh, and then a couple reprints would make the format good. And like we were starting with this new set and going to a new meta, and everything's going to be this brand new thing. And then like 177 reprints later, and exactly one legendary that was relevant just bred this format. It just wasn't fun. Like honestly, it just was not fun to watch. So we kind of
play though either. If I'm being honest, like it honestly, like now having played Whispers in the Well for the last few weeks, I feel like Whispers in the Well was supposed to be the rotation set. Like I feel like when we were supposed to rotate was with this set. Like it makes so much sense. Like you trade out, and then along came Zeus for he hurled his Thunderbolt. Like it's a little bit underpowered. It's still a good piece of removal, but like Fabled was awful. I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. Fabled was like the least fun meta of any card game I think I've ever played. It wasn't fun.
In DLC Milwaukee, I played Blurple. Shocker. It was just arguably the best deck in the format. And I played a mirror match 8 times out of 12 rounds.
Yeah.
Humble and I
like-
took the exact same 60, and I had the day one I had, and he had a day where he was fighting for his life. Like,
Yeah,
that was just
like
the polarizing
so
moment of Fabled.
after a while, I was like really okay with the mirrors because I won them all. Like I won most of them. I think the only one I lost was on day 2 to the player who got second place. So like, I'll take an L in that mirror, I guess. But
I do wonder if maybe originally like Whispers was set up to be the full sort of quarterly set, and then Fabled was maybe going to come alongside it as a reprint set. Sometimes games do that where they pull out a reprint set separate that you can kind of ignore if you can, you know what I mean? Like you can ignore it if you've got those cards.
I think there was a chance that they weren't even going to have it as a set. They were just going to be like, hey, by the way, like, and it probably wasn't even 177 cards. They were probably like, hey, like these like 40 or 50 cards, we're just going to like, they're just going to stay in like what we consider like core. Like you have these cards already. If you've been playing, like they're just still legal. And then here's this like new set.
How do you feel about reprints moving forward? They've said quite clearly, thank God, that we won't get a set like Fabled again.
Yeah, they can't.
No.
You literally cannot make another set.
But
reprints
are important. Reprints are an important part of rotation. So what does that look like for you moving forward? What are you happy with? Is it 10 to 15 cards a set? If they have new art, is it more?
I would like
less,
to keep it low.
Yeah.
Like so by no means like they have to make sense. Like you're not gonna sit here and
that's
in a format with like Webby now, like you're also gonna like be like, here's Diablo again, haha, and then like expect the player base to like be excited about it. Right? Like even like looking at Webby, right? Like we already have this like this issue with Emerald cards that shift for 2 in the legendary slot. That's already like I thought we learned our lesson the first time, right? But like so like these reprints have to make sense.
No, and like take that a step further. Like the reprints really, really have to make sense. There's no reason for us to be like reprinting a vanilla 3/2 quest for 1. Like there's no reason for us reprint. This is gonna sound really, really bad because it's a beautiful art, but there's no reason for us to reprint a 5-cost vanilla quest for 2 and then give it an enchanted treatment. Like I love the character. Do not get me wrong. Hey, hold on a second here. Hear me out. You're talking to, this is one of my favorite IPs. I believe that the character deserves an enchanted treatment. The artwork, well deserved. The card, you couldn't give it to me on a card that I can actually play because it's one of the most beautiful cards I've ever seen.
I think the answer there is just break the link between enchanted and the card has to be in the set, and just create the enchanted without having to print the card in the base set.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
not even just that. If you're gonna print an enchanted, make it on a good. Like I think that, and that's the other thing. Whispers in the Well for the first time.
Every single enchanted,
not my opinion, everyone, but like this is the highest density of playable enchanted cards we've ever had in a set. And like that for me, as like a high-end collector and as like a Tamatoa, as like a shiny enthusiast, that to me is like incredibly important.
This is a tangent, and this is not answering Johnny's question directly, but I disagree just slightly, only because Winnie the Pooh Honey Wizard is a $200 enchanted. And like that right there speaks to the power of that card and the collectability of that card and what it's doing for the collector base. And so I agree with you in a new set how we should cater to playable cards, because then that adds value to the card, it makes it desired, you can throw it in a deck, etc. Obviously we should focus on that. But on a case-by-case basis, there is space to make a really bonkers good, like beloved character into an enchanted card.
I agree. But if we had, that's the thing, we haven't had a good Winnie the Pooh card that was actually like been playable outside of exactly Piglet. Like the 2-drop Piglet.
I was about to say
do you realize that like I have been begging for a playable Eeyore since this game came out? I have been begging for an Eeyore to be playable because he's just one of my favorite characters. Like I want there to be an amazing art, enchanted Winnie the Pooh. I just want the character to not be like a vanilla. Like the art is phenomenal. Just put some text on that card. Make it like do something when you play it. Like you search your deck for Winnie's honey pot.
Like, it doesn't have to be much, right? Like even just, make it evasive or something.
So
like
anything, man.
I can definitely agree with that because I think a lot of the allure from Fabled was like kind of sucked out of the set because there was so much of the set that was reprints, but those reprints were functionally just nothing. Like you just like instead of reprinting 177 like regularly like probably playable cards, there was like 165 of them that just were unplayable at all.
Yeah.
Right. Like we got like Under the Sea was probably one of the most relevant reprints, along with like maybe Belle, Hades, and Elsa.
For one set though, Under the Sea was relevant for one set.
I don't know, man. Like I'm playing some Emerald Sapphire right now, and that card still does some work.
Emerald Sapphire is doing work because it has ramp, which is broken, and it has the Prince Philip combo, which shouldn't exist.
Yeah, you ever like, sue an opposing board? It feels pretty good.
I mean,
as a matter of fact,
now I'm just doing Sisu with like an additional step. It's like it's kind of the same thing.
But you do expect reprints, especially when they come alongside a rotation. You do expect them to kind of like fill gaps or do jobs. You kind of think that think about the meme of like shock should always be in standard in Magic. You know what I mean? Just give me like a cheap does a bit of damage, So like I expected the reprints to be more along the lines of things like Dragonfire, Friends on the Other Side, a bit of card draw, a bit of ramp, a bit of removal, not necessarily the most playable stuff like in top end decks. I mean, it's kind of wild that there isn't just a board, there isn't a Wrath of God in the game.
Hey, give Prince Philip some respect.
With extra steps.
This deck is screaming for B-Prep to be reprinted. Like,
there should always just be a kill everything card. Yeah.
And honestly, it should be Dark Hole. It should not be Regeki. That's like, so for those that have played, like,
oh no, not you.
The board wipe should not wipe your board and leave my board. It should wipe both of our boards. Like
there needs to be that cost of you losing your standing as well, right?
Like I would be okay with like a 7-cost uninkable steel action song.
Why is it gotta be steel? Why is it gotta be steel?
That deals 4 damage to all characters in play. My characters.
Why can't that just be like an amber card that just banishes all characters?
No. because that's defeating. Like you're like stepping outside of the bounds of the color pie and like what those colors function. You could have a strength base, like you could have like an amber banish all characters with 5 or more strength in play.
Give it to me. Yeah. Give it to me. I would play Ruby Chromacon so fast.
You just like start.
Give me Ruby
all
Coil.
Your opponent stuff.
Give me Ruby Coil. Oh,
I would like to see the game start to push the boundaries of those color pies a little now, though. I think
it's already started.
Slow down. Have you not seen here? Tell me what the color identity is for Emerald right now. Nobody help. Just tell me what the color identity is for Emerald.
Yeah, do whatever.
Just tell me what it is.
Flexibility is what the color.
Flexibility,
identity.
You would say everything. That as the resident Emerald player, Logan.
It's literally everything. It's removal. It's draw. It's ramp. It's board.
There's always a condition.
That's its identity.
Conditional flexibility.
No. Here's the problem: is that like Emerald is why is it that Emerald is always the biggest offender of cards that like functionally break the mechanics of the game? And I'm looking at Mean, Malicious, and Scary.
Emerald's a pretty color.
It's stupid. I hate it. It's literally my least favorite color in like real life and like in the game. I can't stand it. So like here's the thing: cards should have cards that counter cards. Like nothing should just be able to just like get around absolutely everything. So like Mean, Malicious, and Scary functionally breaks damage for the game because they change the wording on it so specifically to say place a damage counter. It's not actually dealing damage. So like where resist should be a mechanic that should be able to get around that type of card, it doesn't. So like that's when cards like
only one.
It's only one.
But,
yeah, it's
but
not even that big.
Why? Why is it always an Emerald card that is the biggest offender? Like, why does it always have to be Emerald?
Because
why?
we need it.
I mean, I feel like Amethyst
literally do not need it.
I feel like Amethyst has got more cards that put counters on stuff, doesn't it?
No,
I suppose it's more moving counters.
Yeah, it's more moving.
Yeah,
it moves damage.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: Mean, Malicious, and Scary could have just said deal 1 damage to all opposing characters.
That's steel.
That'd be a steel card.
That's a steel card.
Yeah.
Emerald has always been deal damage to a character that's already damaged.
Yeah,
if we're gonna like give them this
here.
deal of damage, fine, give them.
But do you know
Don't
how
give them
you
this game breaking mechanic of
but like how
but
all these
little
Emerald
nuggets
cards
of damage on everything, like
all these Emerald cards that deal damage to already damaged cards. Do you know how you get them already damaged?
the Malicious.
You play Malicious, Mean, and Scary.
You play Steel. That's the thing.
Or
do you think that?
No, you see, I'm gonna cut you off real quick because I think Ravensburger gave something to the players like myself who are allergic to steel for us to replicate an effect like that, right? Like so. Just because there's a Prince Philip that says banish everything on your opponent's side of the field with damage on it, I can't help that. Okay, I'm just going to play the cards that Ravensburger has given to me. You know.
I think he might have muted himself.
You've ran him off so much, he's muted himself.
Yeah,
I didn't mute. I don't know what happened. Okay,
what are you talking about? It couldn't be me.
Look. We learned our lesson. We learned our lesson with Sisu. Sisu was a one-sided board wipe on an oversided character that was a game-ending threat.
She's
and
wonderful.
That was a problem. No,
she did nothing wrong.
She did nothing wrong.
It was 100% a
free my dragon.
No. One-sided board wipes should not be attached to a character that just ends the game like that. Now we have that. Both the shift line and the board wipe are also inkable now too. You made it inkable.
Great job, Ravensburger.
The enabler song and then the shift line is also warded. Like
you know what's crazy? You know what's even crazier about all of that? You know what's even worse about all of that? Let's just make just cherry on top for you, Ryan. Is that the warded 3-cost shift target also just happens to be able to sing the card that it combos with?
Yes, it does.
It's wonderful.
I can't stand it.
Wonderful.
Great game design. Great game design.
Dude, I would be okay if it was like deal damage, because then you know what? I would play cards like Francine and like Calhoun, and I'd be like, haha, you can't put damage on my guys because they all have resist. And like I would play like the Sapphire like Donald. Like I would just play a bunch of Sapphire dudes and like give them resist and stuff. And like I can't do that.
Bring back Cogsworth, my boy.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Cool thing about Cogsworth. Still takes damage from malicious minions carry.
That's true. He does. Absolutely does.
Two of them,
So does everything else. Back to the question that got us started on this tangent like 30 minutes ago was, how do we want reprints handled in the future?
They have to make sense.
They just have to make sense. Like reprint.
But you say they just have to make sense. Okay, so the next set is 80 reprints that make sense. Is that okay?
No.
Right. Okay. So it's not that they just have to make sense, then, is it? There's other things that like there needs to be. There's got to be a rough number that we feel comfortable with.
Yeah, I think 10. I think 10 is probably fine. Like,
yeah, 10 to
10
20.
is enough.
I'd go higher than 10.
10 is enough where I wouldn't be
18
upset.
and I'm still happy. Like
yeah,
it should never get
obvious as well. Just for the collector side of things, it has to be new. How much better you feel about the Captain Hook and Dragonfire?
Don't care
with new art on them.
Yeah.
So
literally don't care. Yeah.
We all have to have new art.
Even
the baseline.
Even on my Dreamborn deck profiles, like my Dreamborn links, they all, if you look very closely, they all say like the set that they're originally from. I will scroll past the card to like from set 9 to find
I'm a first print stand.
Yeah.
First print stand. I will, if there's a card that was printed in set 1, I don't care if we're 30 sets into the game, I will play the set 1 variant over the new, unless it has an alternate art. That's the only time where I will like deviate. Like, so like my Hades, I had a play set of foil Hades from set 1. I always played those foil Hades. Hades got an enchanted, and I was like, oh, anybody want to buy these set 1 foils? Because I got a play set of enchanteds now.
Anytime I play against someone and they have the uncommon like World's Greatest Criminal Mind from Fabled, and I just look at them and I'm just like, someone didn't play back when it was relevant.
Dating yourself.
But I think as long as they're not like going over, like I would say 80% of your set should theoretically be new cards, new functionality. I think like 20% is probably like the break point for me. Like up to 20% of the set being reprints, I think I'm okay with. I think for
like 40 cards though.
Yeah, I agree. I think that I'm okay with that. Yeah, I think
as long as like
exactly.
Yeah, as long as exactly half of those cards are like playable, like meta staple-ish, or like fit into a new archetype very well, kind of thing.
Or cards that didn't see play because they were missing a piece. Like if you like reprint all of the brooms in a set where we get more brooms, that would make sense functionally, because like there were certain things that were missing. They were just like missing one crucial piece to be viable. Like
was almost Pirates. Amazing.
Like Pirates, for instance, like Pirates have always been like on the precipice, on the cusp of greatness. They've always just been kind of missing their like Lord of Atlantis. If in, a couple of sets we get some type of new Lord that buffs all of your Pirates, then like some of the Pirates that rotated, earlier on, I could see those being reprinted in the set because it would make sense.
Yeah, like you give me like another Maleficent Dragon type character, and then also just give me Mufasa back, and everything is fine.
Stop it. Like Grand Pabby. Grand Pabby would be a great reprint if we got some item that you could like pay 1, exert, and like heal your entire board for 1.
Yeah, actually, like a payoff. That's the other thing I would love to see, especially with like things like you say, like Lords or just like typal payoffs in general. That they seem to be very scared about making those payoffs the same type as what they care about. Like a lot of the puppy payoffs aren't puppies. That kind of thing. I just
do it, man. Tribal's just put the name there,
games. Man. Yeah, it's just good fun.
Tribal is rarely. Here's the thing: Tribal is rarely ever a tier 1 deck strategy. But you know what it is? It's the most fun, and like your more casual community is going to eat it up.
Yeah,
because
it's like a great thing for casuals to build. Yeah,
dude. Like, so I don't. Do you think I want to show up with Blurple to my locals, to my like local just locals? Like, no. I want to show up with like a crazy wonky, like I'm playing my cats and dogs list. Yeah. Like I want to show up with that. I want to show up with my tribal pirates, my like ruby steel tribal pirates.
Yeah, but every once in a while you still show up with something that like is not supposed to work and it still works and you still can feel kind of bad. I played my Ruby Amber Simba deck and had a Scrooge on the board, played a Simba, it flipped a Simba, that Simba flipped in their Simba, and that Simba flipped a Maleficent Dragon, and I was like, I win. Cool.
Whoops.
Whoops! All Simba dragons.
Yeah.
That's
No,
Whoops.
I like
But
10.
that's it.
I
No,
think
you
10
want
is
to
funny.
play like a lower level deck, but you still want to feel like the cogs are turning, and you still want to
Right.
feel like you're working towards a big finish. You know that like the John Silver that gets +1 lore and is it +1 resist or something for every
Yeah,
location.
for every
now.
location.
Yeah.
That
You
is
know,
a
like
card
Other-
that RMB's been trying to make work since it got
I would
printed.
I would love
Jonty, do
that
I have a
thing to
deck for you,
work.
my guy? Do I have a deck for you for Whispers? I got 2 different lists.
Oh
with
yeah,
John Silver.
with him because
Yeah.
he got reprinted, right?
Yeah.
I would love that card and the sheer card that says you gain a lore for every challenge, the ruby one. Those 2 cards I've like I just want I don't want them to be tier 0 or even tier 1. I just want them to
just
feel
wanna be
like
playable.
they work and playable as a fun deck at League.
Mama
Yeah.
Odie. Oh, dude, give me back Shift Tala. We got Mama Odie back. Give me back Shift Tala. Like, let me just turbo ink from the top of my deck and gain a lore every time I do it.
Yeah. Yeah, there
But,
you go.
like,
I
so-
wasn't saying the same thing there.
And Jonathan used the phrase I think is a really good segue into, because we're talking about synergies and things. Whispers just getting us all really excited about just deck building and playing the game in general. I mean, literally the last 3 weeks, the more we've talked about it, we talked with Mo originally, like, and I've been talking about our team chats literally every week to Liam. What is something that you guys are pushing with Lab Rats specifically going forward? I mean, like I said, Whispers is just kind of felt so open as far as like into the Inklands-esque type things. Are you guys continuing to do the thing where you're building things, or are you going to be taking ink decks, big decks that maybe Ruby Amethyst that did well this weekend and putting those against each other? Like, what is something that you guys are excited to do in Lab Rats that might be the same or possibly different going into Whispers?
I think the largest thing that we've we are always going to keep the competitive community in mind, right? Like, 'cause we are competitive players.
Yeah.
So we are always going to use this as a format and an educational piece to make sure that the players who don't have access to the same testing that we might have access to the same card pool that we have access to, or access to like the same communities or resources that we have. We're always going to use this as a way to test those meta matchups against each other and provide the best analysis we can, especially during the gameplay. If you've watched Lab Rats, the previous episode or our previous season, you know that we walk through all of our lines. We kind of talk through everything. There is going to be just this best friend banter back and forth, but for the most part, we try to keep it as informative and educational as possible, but also being as entertaining as possible. So I think we are going to kind of move forward with the meta, right? Like, obviously, we're not going to come out of the gate with episode 2 like, okay, here's our Amber, Sapphire, Princess Dwarves list. That's it's just not realistic.
Hey, don't leak the sauce, bro.
It's not as
don't leak my sauce, bro.
Yeah. While that deck is fun, right? Building it and constructing it and finding all your like favorite cards is good. Like, we also want to kind of make it more competitive focused. So like, with Whispers from the Well giving us the most competitive, like, open format we've had in a very, very long time, like, both of us are really excited because, like, for the first time, it's not, okay, well, who's playing Blurple this week, I guess, or who's going to be playing this other deck that is probably not going to see play, but we want. No, it's like there's 8 or 9 very viable decks that we can continue to showcase week after week, and the matchups aren't going to repeat for the most part. We have our motto, like, we test it so you don't have to, and like, people are we encourage our viewers to suggest
what they wanna see.
matchups. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
What do you
suggest
guys-
matchups,
what do you
suggest
guys wanna
lists.
see? So here's the thing too. When it comes to like what our target demographic is, I think we actually appeal to a fairly wide range of players. So yes, highly competitive players can watch us and be like, oh, these are 2 like skilled players. Like, we can see how they may approach the matchup. I feel like we're pretty entertaining because of the banter. Like, we do joke and we do have fun, and like, Keanu is like a wizard when it comes to like adding in these little sprinkles of comedic nuggets. But like, the fact that we do talk through the lines, like, we talk through the cards that are hand, we talk through what our thought process is as like a quote unquote pseudo professional. Like, how professional can you really be, like, playing a card game? But like, Like we talk through like what
Incredibly is the answer.
like we talk through like what our thought processes of like how to navigate these matchups. So like I think that our real bread and butter demographic is either the people that have like maybe been a more social player and are looking to kind of step up their game. They want to kind of break through into that competitive barrier, or like even like the grinders that maybe haven't found the most success yet, but they have that competitive drive. They have that desire, that want to learn, that thirst for knowledge. I think that those two right there are definitely like our bread and butter. We want to try to enable and give you the tools that you need to find the same level of success that we've found. We want you, like if you're out there and you want knowledge and you want to understand, okay, like I'm playing Sapphire Steel, how do I navigate, the Emerald Sapphire matchup? How, like, what should I be thinking of? What interaction should I be looking for? Like, that's the whole reason why we do it. We do it so that we can enable the community with that type of information.
Not only that, it's also like a way for not only us to like try to reach out to the community and help them with like these resources as well, and like our thought processes. It helps us too, because like even the previous episode, I'm not sure if you guys have seen it, but like I undervalued a card in the matchup against Sapphire Steel that I shouldn't have in Donald Duck, right? Like the ability for Ryan to be drawing extra cards when he can only deploy 1/3 a turn versus me drawing more cards to find my combo. Like I highly undervalued that with the assumption that giving Ryan more cards, like giving Ryan more cards was wrong, and like that's just not the case. And even in the comment section, that's like what someone mentioned and kind of made me reanalyze my play pattern versus that deck. And then I play against it at League with a little bit new understanding, and like, oh, all of a sudden, like the game's not close anymore.
Who was not at that League?
You were. That's why you didn't get the Enchanted I pulled.
That's fair. Yeah, I deserve that.
But I mean, so it's very fun things like that doing that type of content, it opens you up for, not criticism may not be the right word, but new lines of thought, right? A lot of what we do, especially when we test internally in Maelstrom, like we just kind of come to the open floor and we're willing to take new ideas in and willing to be wrong. And I think that's important for growth in general.
Right.
Dude, I'm wrong so often.
Yeah.
Oh, very often actually. The number of times
I'm self-deprecating. You don't need to deprecate me harder.
so like the number of times that like so Ryan and I work together. We work in the same building on different floors. But the number of times I'll go to Ryan and I'll be like, hey, I was like, hey man, like look at this list, and he'll say, what are these cards for? And I'll explain the reasoning behind them. He's like, yeah, I think you're wrong and dumb. And then like 2 weeks later, he's like, hey, look at this list, guys. And he'll recite everything I told him like 2 weeks before. And I'm like, wow, it's almost like someone told you this already.
I'm so I don't recall that.
It may have happened a non-zero amount of times recently.
I don't recall that.
Cheshire Cat.
Well, so with that, Liam, I think you had a question you wanted to pose to both of them.
Well, no, I have a question for the group. Unfortunately, sadly, like we're pushing. So we're doing This Week in Ink style, where we're running like a bajillion hours. And
I don't remember that ever happening. Much like Ryan not remembering.
I'm unfamiliar with this you speak of.
Not facts without
that
receipts.
never happened.
Everybody here knows This Week in Ink. But on the off chance you're one of the people who came later and never watched, like I respected Brandon and Jonty so much, because on weeks where there were 70 cards that were revealed, my memory is you all went through every single one.
Yeah.
And you didn't miss one. And it resulted in some marathon shows.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, the couple of weeks before set dropping was always went on and on and on. Yeah.
Yeah. But I loved it anyway. But so we are getting close to time. There's one question that I have to address, because frankly, I didn't know what to call the show. So I made it a title, and now I have to address it because it's there. Black Friday is coming up, the start of holiday shopping. People are going to start shopping for their Lorcana friends and or people who they want to get in Lorcana. So 2 questions related to this. The first one is, if you all had a dream Disney Lorcana gift, if somebody bought you a gift for the holidays and it was a Disney Lorcana themed gift, what would you want to receive? And I'm going to go around the top, starting with Logan.
Oh my gosh. Man, so I'm really bad at things like this, because normally if I want something, I've kind of already gotten it. But if I was going to randomly get something, I think like a custom card. I feel like I any enchant that I want, I can go get, or any variant of a card I can go get. But like there are some companies that make custom cards and things like that you can create and make fun things of. I think that would mean more than someone just getting an enchanted or someone getting a foil variant of a card that I could probably get, because then you put a little more time into it.
Okay. John T?
I don't know really. I'd like to see. I mean, can I say something that doesn't exist? Is that the idea?
Yeah,
We like to
absolutely.
say
Yeah,
like dream
absolutely.
products. I would like to see better quality and like better functionality deck boxes, like with nice art on them. I don't like the little plastic ones they produce now, but something in like the Game Genic ones that maybe come with space for some dice and stuff like that. Something like that, but with cool. There was one that came out very briefly with there was like purple with the gold with the gold ink logo on it. Do you know the one I mean? There was a deck box and a binder that came out. Like more stuff like that, I guess. Like I feel like it's a bit of an underserved market, to be honest with you. So if you look at like someone like Game Genic who do really great stuff for Star Wars Unlimited, I think they do stuff for Altered as well for the 3 people that play that. Thanks, Liam. But yeah, I'd like to see that. I'd like to see some nicer accessories, because I'm gonna go and get the cards I need as soon as I can. You know what I mean? So yeah, if somebody wants to gift me something, a cool something like that, yeah.
So I will say, just as a quick community shout out, Kate, and I'll give Liam her Twitter just so we can shout it out. She does fantastic themed deck boxes that are like little booklets that have enough space for dice, and it's just enough space you can fit a 60 card deck in.
Oh, neat.
I'm going to find this link so I can pass it, but just because you said that and I see something specific for that,
yeah, that's cool.
We have to share this from Kate, just because she does things like this, and the quality is amazing.
Yeah, but I think I agree with you. Overall, Lorcana accessories, there's a huge market for the more premium accessories, and like it's like printing money.
They're leaving money on the table. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like I don't know if you guys ever go to the Disney parks, man. It's just full of stuff. Everything you could possibly think of has got a Mickey Mouse slapped on it.
Yeah.
Like sorry, I upset one of the 3 Altered players in the chat.
Humble.
So I'm kind of like Logan. Like I'm in a position, and I'm fortunate enough to like it. Kind of, if I want it, I get it. There's really no waiting. But honestly, like I'm kind of a big old softie. So like, if you're just like a community member or someone who's trying to get me a gift, like there's been multiple times where like I'll go to a DLC or I'll go to some event and someone will ask me to sign a card, or they'll have a card they really, really like and they'll sign it and I keep them. Those things are more valuable to me than anything. Like I don't want it enchanted. I don't need any like play mats or deck boxes. Like give me something you think is cool. Give me something that's a favorite of yours, right? Like I got a card from a community member, shout out Kenobi. He made me into a Mufasa. Now I can't
stealing mine, man.
I can't show it to you because I am in the process of moving and like most of my stuff is already packed away. But it's like a full foil version of like Mufasa with like my face on it, and all the text is different, the name is different, but it's like one of the coolest pieces I have. Even like I got this at DLC Atlanta, at the very first DLC, where a community member sculpted a clay Mufasa and gifted it to me. Like these are the things that I would take as my the thing. If you want to give me anything Lorcana related, like give me something that you think is awesome, something you think is cool, or just something you think I'd enjoy, and like I'll cherish it forever.
Man, yeah. Well, now we have to stop the segment because that was too perfect.
Ryan, that Baldy.
Yeah, Ryan, you were gonna say something similar, I think. What were you gonna say?
Well, no, I was gonna say, you want to get me something? Get me my 4th enchanted Cinderella that I'm missing right now.
There you go.
Oh, that's fair.
But no, I mean, custom stuff is really cool. I will say, like, I've gotten some like really cool stuff. Obviously, like Kenobi. So Kenobi has made just recently made 2 more R&B cards. One of them is a character, and the other is that character's item. So I actually have the 3 that he's already made me. If you guys want me to show them, I will. But like,
Yeah.
any of those like custom things are like really, really cool. But I have something that I want to share that there's 2 people in this chat. They don't know about it yet. But since we're talking about gift giving and like Lorcana related gift giving, there are 2 people in this conference right now that are a part of my team. And this is something that I'm not even going to take credit for it because this is all RMB.
Which ones are?
It's so
I don't look at me. I'm just learning. This is a conference.
so Logan and Corey. Obviously you guys are. This is going to make sense to both of you guys. But this is all RMB's idea. She's the one that put forth the labor for it. But we are excited to be sending these out to you guys very shortly. They are.
Oh, dude, now I gotta get a Christmas tree.
Yeah, so these are RMB. RMB has been she's the creative one. She's absolutely incredible. So she made these ornaments for you guys. And like
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
When I say things like this is the type of stuff that I'm talking about. If you make like some type of like custom, I don't know, something that's personal, something like that to me, that's the magic of Disney. That's the magic of this community. And like, that's the one thing, if we don't lose anything about our community, like that's the one thing, like I don't want us to lose.
Agreed.
I mean, like we say it every week, like there's something special that inherently has come with the Disney Lorcana community. And like, genuinely, I think you can just boil it straight down to Disney magic at the end of the day. Like there's something that brought us all together, and it's not just the card game itself. It's the characters and all of the memories and everything that all of that represents. And there's something about this IP and things like that that all of us carry with us, and we just want to share it with each other and our excitement with it. So no, genuinely, like things like that mean so much when I see it, and I can't see enough of it. Like it's gotten to a point where like when I go places, people are bringing me like full bags of Werther's Originals because once upon a time someone saw me like, I love Werther's Originals. It's one of my favorite candies.
Somebody has to, I suppose.
Somebody's keeping them in business, and we know who it is.
We never
It's
figured it
Logan.
out.
Logan's also single-handedly keeping Long John Silver's in business, apparently.
Look, if you're
like
you're just getting free candy, I want to let it be known here. I love candy corn.
There's a Lewis Black skit I want to reference.
I have the 3 from his like first series that he made of the R&B cards. So this was the first one ever.
Was it Sad Beast?
It is the Sad Beast. How do I do this? There we go.
Pretty good.
So it is the Sad Beast card.
Name will make you big. There we go. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's me on a Sad Beast.
For lore, I mean,
yeah, he costs 10. What do you want from me, man?
Oh, he's got Ward.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
What is
Did he cost 10?
And the ability is exert to ready your other characters, ready all cards in your inkwell.
Yeah, he's like big, flashy.
So you've got to choose between that and the 4 lore. Like if it said, when this
exactly. You don't get to do
quests,
you know the cool
then it
thing
would be
about this
playable.
card. You want to know the really cool thing about this card?
You don't have to play against it.
No, is that malicious, mean, and scary still puts a damage on it.
Okay, moving on to the second one. The second one is one of my favorite ones. So this is when this is actually during set 7 when like the Sapphire Steel community was split into 2 camps. You had the Oswald believers and you had the non-Oswald believers. So Kenobi made this one. So I played a lot of Ruby during this time, so he turned me into Maleficent Dragon, and I'm throwing a fireball at Oswald. So, like this one's pretty cool. I really like this one a lot.
Banish chosen character named Oswald if you do banish all opposing items.
Yeah, exactly. While this character is exerted, opponents can't play items. Nice item deck.
I have a
that
problem
card
with it
would
not
ruin
being
you.
foil like the other one because I feel like it has to have
It
the
is
glare
foil.
to be canonically correct.
It is
Okay, good.
foil.
All right. It needs the
These
glare to
are
be
all
canonically
foil.
correct. Yeah.
Yeah, these are all foil. You can't have a bald card and it not be foil. And then this is the last one. So this one just looks cool. Like this one just looks really, really cool. So it's modeled off the card Hypnotize.
Oh no, I can't read the effect when you play.
It's something to do with Fortisphere. When you play this character, chosen opponent reveals their hand and places a card of your choice into their inkwell face down and exerted.
Oh.
Yeah, he made this one because for one event, I like asked Sailor, I was like, hey, team captain, what should I play for this event? And he's like,
Oh, green steel.
play my green
Emerald
steel.
Steel.
Play my green steel deck. So like the Sapphire Steel community was like, R&B, you have forsaken us and you chose to play this. So they put me on like I played Ruby Sapphire one time and they put me on a Ruby card. And then I played Emerald Steel one time and they put me on an Emerald card.
Well, yeah, because the famous R&B Twitter poll never fails.
Yeah.
To be fair,
okay.
Even moving into season 2, I have still never shown up to a DLC with anything other than Sapphire Steel.
That is factual.
Okay, last question. I'm loath to ask it because all these questions take a while, and this one was so emotional that like I can't do any better.
Can I just cap off this with one thing?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes,
just
absolutely.
Humble saying about having people sign cards for him, and that's awesome. And I agree, that's a really cool thing. It just reminded me of this story that I have to tell you because I haven't. Other than people who play at my store, I have no one else to tell this story to. But I can tell you all now and everyone watching. What was the first set champs where they did the participation cards? Was it Hero?
Yeah,
it was Hero. Yeah,
yeah. So one of our regulars came back. He'd been to play another set champs the weekend before our one, and he came in with his participation hero. He won one of the top 8 ones as well, but he came in with his participation hero and handed it to me, and it was signed Love Tracy with a little heart. And I was like, "Oh, cool. Who's Tracy?" He looks me dead in the eyes and says, "It was the girl working the checkout at the LGS. She signed all of them." I was like, "Is that?" I wish I had this woman's just sort of power of self to be like, I know what these guys will want. My signature.
I mean, was the signature at least good?
It was quite nicely done.
Well.
But then this was him coming into our set champs. He'd done this the weekend before, so you can guarantee that when I gave him his participation hero, it said Love Tracy on it as well. I just went and grabbed a shot.
So funny. That's so funny. Yeah. Now I want one. Now there's lore attached, and now
you want to Love Tracy.
Yep. I want it to go on that shelf right there. With my other stuff, I have a random other thing. I have Logan. Do you remember when Sailor was on and talked about his cursed dice? I have those, and I'm going to frame them, and I'm going to put them back there. I'm working on that project right now.
Liam is like the biggest like oddities collector for the game, and I'm sure in 10 years everybody's gonna like look at his stuff and be like, "Where'd you find that?" And he's like, "This was back in set 1 when this is cool."
This was the tissue that R&B sneezed in Atlanta before he played for his Golden Mickey.
I wonder, Liam, do you have the Cruella de Vil fake that somebody handed out at Gen Con?
I do not.
I think I've got one somewhere. Somebody made, I say fake, it was before the game was even out. We were getting boxes at the first Gen Con, and somebody printed off the Corella from like one of the first 6 shown, and at the bottom had got their name on it. They'd always do it like a bit of a business card. I'm sure I have that somewhere. I can't remember who it was who gave it, but I was like, that's a good one if you want a real sort of deep cut.
I do. I'm going to blow this up here. I mean, it's something similar like, this is like the, whoa. Like Rules of Villainy does.
Yeah, there you go.
Stuff like that. I don't think you had a sticker, John T.
I
He's
think I
got the
did.
evolution of
Oh,
R&B
man.
stickers in there.
Look at that
Yeah.
one. The old R&B ones. I did have a sticker. I don't. It might have been.
Do you have the lab rat sticker in there?
old
Uh-oh.
I do
need
not.
to get
You know what
one. Next
He
page.
doesn't have the new stickers we did either.
Yeah, I don't think I might have one of yours somewhere, John T. It's just in a
Yeah.
different book.
That's
These are
cool.
all
That sort of
stickers.
stuff is like priceless in many ways, though, right? Like that's just real good memories.
See a little
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, he's got the Infinity Stones.
Now that
That's
is some
actually-
lore.
That's
That's
impressive to
heat
get
right
those
there.
together. Yeah.
That's pretty incredible.
yeah. I
Now
thought
that is some
you all
lore.
might like that
Mhm.
one.
That one. I like that one a lot. I actually, so this
Yeah.
is my like keepsake binder too, and like I have like all of those cards
Oh,
here
yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
All the ones that I was like able to get. There's like some other stuff. I got some like discards and stuff too, but
The bald fossa is my favorite.
Okay. The last question was yeah, show and tell question. What's going on there?
it's R&B Fossa.
R&B
He's
Fossa.
got no hair, dude. He's got no mane.
Shout out
Um,
Bonnie Designs.
I had this vision of asking like a useful section of the show, like, and I'm just gonna do it, and we'll see if we can do it. If you were getting somebody into the game, like you're a Lorcana player right now, and you want to buy a product for a relative or a friend, and you're like, I want them to enjoy to get into this game. So there's a product in the market that I'm gonna go buy them. I have, I don't know, we'll say no budget, but what product would you recommend going and buying for them as a Christmas gift?
To get them
holiday
into the
gift.
game?
Yeah.
Oh, so like
And
I'm just
only
gonna
one
pick it up.
person can say Gateway. Everybody can't
Oh
say
no,
Gateway.
because I was going to say Gateway. A Gateway.
Okay.
There you go. I've said
You
it.
claimed it. John, you got it. John, you got it.
Jonty got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, shucks.
Honestly,
If it's not Gateway, honestly, go with. Man, this is actually a lot harder. Go with one of the oh man, what are they called? What's the actual name? The Ursula's Quest or the Jafar
you're
Quest?
so
Oh yeah. Yep. Illuminator's Quest.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't say both of them because you got to give one of those guys the other one. So
Yeah.
you're saying
Okay.
Ursula's or Jafar.
I'm honestly, I'm
Ursula.
just gonna say some starter decks and some sealed product. Like a lot of the joy
Two
that
decent starters is probably the right answer.
yeah,
Really,
a lot of the joy that I get from the game too, like not even coming from like a player, but like opening packs is fun.
Mhm.
Like just straight up opening packs is enjoyable. So like a couple starter decks for them to learn how to play the game, but then like a trove. Some
Dude, you can't just keep taking everything, brother.
I mean, I don't know,
Y'all named every product because you're
Yeah.
naming multiple products.
R&B just has the shit sleeves left.
Yeah, like what you wanna? You know what? You know what? For somebody getting into the game, buy
Oh
him
my
a
God.
case of Whispers in the Well. How about that? Buy him a case of Whispers in the Well. Just like we ball, we ballin'. Just buy him a case. They get to open all the
Honestly,
product they want.
the answer is probably buy them a couple boxes of Fable, the reprint set, to catch them up from all the stuff that they missed from sets 1 through 9.
They're not.
I was gonna say Trove because like Trove
Trove's
comes with packs. It comes with a box for you to put your cards in. It comes
Yeah.
with dice. It comes with a lore counter. Like the Troves are a great starter product because like it gives you somewhere to put your cards. It gives you some cards, obviously like not enough to actually play with. Like it gives you some dice for damage counters, and it gives you the lore tracker. Like I think it's a really good starter
agree.
product. I also think that the like the Costco bundles and stuff like that. Like I think those are also like really good
Yeah.
products.
Yeah, those bundles, like the Target ones, the Costco ones, they're real great. Sort of like first
They're
line.
they're good gift stuff.
Things, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? They're nice things to open, crack packs, and just get the vibe. I think two newer starters is a good idea. But the only reason I say Gateway, and because of what Logan said before, it is the best as a retailer, as somebody who has to sell this stuff to new people. It is the best version of that learn to play from any TCG I've done. Like the Pokemon Battle Box one is pretty good, but that Gateway, they really knocked that out of the park as a great way to learn to play the game.
Just echoing what Jonty said, I really cannot say it enough. If you want to teach somebody to play Lorcana Gateway genuinely is so good. Like I've played a lot of TCGs, and Gateway does the best job of strictly teaching you how to play the game.
Yeah, I agree, which is why I have like 10 of them back there, because I'm convinced they're going to go out of print and I'm going to have them forever to give away to people. But there we go. All right. So I appreciate everybody. Liam holding up those boxes needs to be full disclosure. Those were heavy and I regretted my decision immediately. And now I need to get them back up to where they were stored in the closet. Otherwise, I'm going to be in trouble with Aaron. So regrets all around. Anyway, thank you all for hanging out here. Logan, did we miss anything? I'm sure we missed a ton this week, but anything burning we need to close with?
No, I think look, Whispers is fun. Lab Rats is amazing. Season 2 is awesome. Jaunty bringing out cutie members and actually just genuinely trying to push alternative ways of playing, because we've now hit the point in the game where I think our card pool is dense enough that we can do that in a really, really healthy way. I think we were limited before, like you were saying, the one tournament you did where you had to have the franchise, the couple within the franchise. We've opened up a little bit more. And so we can do like an Infinity-esque type thing, and people have more ideas and more tools to play with.
A lot of those, it's going to be interesting to see if we could do that like as a regular Valentine's Day thing, and just see how it shifts, and see if other movies have kind of caught up with Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin and stuff like that. It'd be interesting to see. Sorry if you can hear bells. It's my cat. There's bells on the door. Cat's trying to get out. It's too late.
It's too late. We are going to close before that. We have talked a lot about Lab Rats. We'll post a link in the video description for that, so you all can find Humble and R&B there. You know where to find them on social media. But Jaunty, for anybody here who's like engaging with you again, who hasn't seen you for a while and is excited to see you, like 95% of the chat, probably 100% of the chat. Where can people find your other content?
If you just want to hear my voice, I guess it's not talking about Lorcana, but yeah, if you search for Geekism, Geek ISM, that's my semi day job, I guess. I'm the manager at the store and the YouTuber, like they both sort of take up as much of my time. And we play simulation games creatively, so city builders, tycoons, and we try and make them look pretty.
I love it. It's it's good stuff. It's very zen. I have to say.
I never quite knew how to deal with people telling me they use me to fall asleep. I've decided it's a compliment after years of it. But yeah, I'm not one of those like screamy pink heads, as you can see, YouTubers who reacts to like Call of Duty or whatever. We play very boring games quietly and calmly.
I love it. Well, thanks for spending the evening with us, and thanks for everything you do for the game and for just gaming in general. Thanks to all our guests for hanging out, and thanks to everybody watching this evening on all the platforms, including the 261 watching on Twitter. So thank you all for hanging out, and the one person watching on Facebook, Sarah, I see you, and I appreciate it. So thank you for holding down the fort on old Blue over there. And once again, I thanks for watching, and thanks to all of our Patreon supporters who support the show. You can find the link to Patreon in the show notes. You all help pay for the subscriptions and all the stuff that makes the show happen. So appreciate all of you. We will see you here next week. If you have any questions for us or any topics you want to cover, don't hesitate to send us a note or drop us a line in the Discord server. You can find that in the show notes as well. And with that,